Hello, all of you wonderful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Piercing the Veil Scar, Season 1, Episode 24, An Opening. This is one of our tabletop RPG campaigns being run with our custom Scar system, or Stories and Creatures in Alternate Realities. This system is available for open playtest on our Discord as well as itch.io. So go, take a look at it, let us know what you think. For now, we're going to go ahead and get started with the recap. Oh, also, this is set in the Star Wars universe, if you didn't know that, but yeah, we're going to get started with that recap.
Piercing the Veil, Episode 24. An Opening. The crew of the Omen Runner prepared to take a chance at going to the Sith Temple, taking a stop in town in order to pick up new things, make some calls, and work on some side projects. Amy set up a trade deal with her father in order to make some sort of return on the Kolto fine, reasoning that the crew wasn't about to take a trip all the way to Manon even if it leave them swimming in credits. Purvis repaired the droids and continued his studies. Meanwhile, Barnaby helped the more scientific members of the crew in Regis and Krill by inducing rituals onto tissues easily manipulated by the Force. The question remains, however, of what exactly might await the crew inside the Sith Temple after Darrow Tane admitted he had already been through them. Asha Jontu Kot Swinot Itsu Nuyak.
Alright, and for introductions, go ahead, Tal.
Hello, I'm Taldarius, and I'll be the storyteller for Piercing the Veil Scar tonight. I'll be playing the allies, I'll be playing the enemies, and I'll be playing everything in between. The only thing I won't be playing are our wonderful player characters. And speaking of our wonderful player characters, let's go ahead and start off player introductions, starting with Amy.
Hello, I am FoxFiend, and I'll be playing Amy, the Astral Wind type Amaran, and I am the pilot of the group and captain, and I'll be passing the stick to Barnaby.
Hello, I am Barnaby. I am the Nature Shadow Ewok Dr. Shaman. It is quite the mouthful, but don't worry. You can always trust Barnaby to get the job done one way or another. The process, however, is left entirely up to him. But on to Furvis.
Go ahead with the next person. Apparently got somebody at the door.
Hello, I am Merl, and I am playing Krill, the basic type Salonian mother of the group. On to Regis.
Hi everyone, I'm Garou, and I play Regis. And I am the Shadow Psionic Claudite. Currently mimicking a Salonian, doing some exciting science experiments that may have gotten out of hand. Now on to Ron.
Hello, all. Hello, this is William Kinky Swiftfoot, and I play Lon Laharu, the both a basic typed Bothan and ship's mechanic of the crew. That said, back to you, Tal. Or to Furry, I guess.
Well, it seems he's still off. So real quick, Commander Havoc,
just a
they
sec.
do. Oh, good.
Okay.
Commander Havoc, they do work underwater if they have the modification to allow them to work underwater. There is a standard lightsaber modification that makes them work perfectly fine underwater. So a lot of people end up having that because why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But if you make a stock standard lightsaber, it doesn't work underwater. But there's a really common modification to it.
Alright. So yeah, hello everybody, I am Razim. So sorry about that. Like I said, had a random... Apparently they wanted to survey a pole in our backyard, so whatever. But yeah, I am Razim, and I will be playing as Furvis, the Lothwolf. He is... That threw me off, so brain... Astral Mythic type. Big old doggo. He's also accompanied by the main character of the party, R4F3, the metal electric astromech. Now back to Tao.
Yes. So last we had left off, some experimentation was getting, nice and finished. With some notes for further experimentation later. But you guys were heading towards the location of the Fifth Temple. Does anyone want to do any last second?
Right, boo?
Right on time.
Yep. Does anyone want to do any sort of last second purchases while you're still technically at the town?
I cannot think of any myself.
A gleaming endowment.
Oh!
T_Garou tip $25. Egg marks a contribution to the Feed the Loath Wolves Foundation.
Well, thank you very much for that tip, Garou. That is the first 2 tiers of the tip goal completed.
That's just Garou making up for all the old lady comments earlier.
As for Furvis, I think he got all of his supplies and was just working on getting the droids up and running.
Yep.
I can't think of anything that Krill would want to buy that she hasn't already.
That's fair. I just wanted to check before, officially moving on.
I think
Right.
Ron got the parts he was working on, and he's just tinkering on the shield, which probably will require more XP to get improvements at this point. So,
All right. Well, in that case, you all will be heading towards the location of the Fifth Temple.
Endowment.
Mr. Dragon 114 tipped $25.
Thank you for that tip as well, Mr. Dragon. That is the 3rd tier of the tip goal completed. On to the last one.
While you are on your way, is anyone going to be paying special attention to the comm system?
I mean, I would be keeping at least an eye on it as part of my normal captain duties and captain and pilot duties. So,
It is a discrete station that is different from the piloting station, which is why I ask. It's just, more curious to see if anyone is going to be manning that in particular, or if it's just going to be a, captain goes over and checks on it occasionally sort of thing.
yeah, no, nothing, not going out of my way to go flipping through channels that aren't relevant or anything. So.
Is anyone concerned about the duplicate signal we picked up about from the scanning of the alchemy bee stuff? Because we found that there was more traces on the ship last I heard, if I recall.
No.
Okay.
What's the deal with that?
I don't know. We left it as a big thing that we probably would want to find, and I went to tell Fervis about it, and then that's where we ended last. So.
Yeah, that's right.
So
There was a
it did
big
happen. It
question
was
mark
just
surrounding that.
yeah. So that does exist.
And that is Barnaby's answer.
Barnaby doesn't mind. He's not
Amy doesn't
concerned.
know anything about it, so
Right. I figured that Fervis might want to check that with Arf, because that's what I had asked right beforehand, and I know Krill was there with me, so I don't know if we want to fly around before we take care of that, or if we can take care of it in flight, or what we're going to do.
So by all means, I'd say if that's what you were immediately going and doing, then it would probably be before we really got underway.
So what
Were we in
exactly
the
is
air
being
already?
shown? What's being shown to Fervis here?
All right, you guys go ahead.
As a little bit of a reminder, during the experimentation process with the alchemy beast remains / flesh and all that, they plugged the results into sensors and found that there were at least a couple of hits on the sensor
Oh, okay.
that showed alchemy beast signature or something similar to it.
Inside the ship. Okay. Sorry about that.
We presumed.
Fox
We
Fiend.
never actually pinned it down.
Yeah. You don't know what's causing it. It's just, matching signature-ish.
Go ahead there, Fox Fiend, with what you were going to say. Sorry.
No, I wasn't saying anything.
I think at this point, Regis was going to go talk to Fervis.
Yes, I remember. The last thing he said is, "Oh, great, you got it." Something. Yeah, he said something about how great it was that I let something loose out on the ship, and he said that I should ask Arf about it directly because he's standing right over there. And I remember I turned. Yeah, yep, it's all coming back.
Yeah, it's been a while. Sorry. Yeah, because you were asking if you could borrow Arf, and Fervis is just like, he's there. Just ask him. He has his own thoughts and feelings and stuff.
He's his own droid.
I think Krill ended up asking, or I may have asked. I remember, and then we kind of cut off. So I think he'll want to do scans at this point, but I don't know.
Well, then ask Arf.
Okay, I guess I can repeat the asking operation.
Like do it in character.
I think I did last time, but okay. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So Arf, you know how you have my old bioscanner. So there's actually multiple signatures, according to Barnaby, related to the alchemy beast formula that we had, and they're located throughout the ship. But because I no longer have sensors, I figured I'd ask you, and it seemed like it would be something that would be pertinent to everyone. So I let Fervis know ahead of time because I know you guys talk and stuff. So, yeah, we probably should take care of that rather than ignore it, I think. And I'm looking over at Krill the whole time.
Essentially, Arf, can you scan the ship for this specific signature and holds up our data from the experiment?
Yeah, that. Thanks, Krill.
Is going to go ahead and take a look at the data. And then go ahead and do a couple of beeps and slowly start trundling around. Definitely getting a lot closer to the walls. You are basically asking him to, like, full scan, like, an entire ship, so, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, hopefully there's nothing in the walls, but I'd rather hope that they didn't turn into to crustaceans. That would be bad. Crustaceans aren't known for flying; they're known for swimming.
Impinging.
And we should probably let Amy know, don't you think, Krill?
Yes.
Let's go do that. And if there's anything that comes up, let us know. Okay, you too, or Arf.
We have
And
our
I can-
comm links.
Yeah. And you can see Regis is obviously very little nervous about these unexpected results. This is the ship he's on, and that was not supposed to be signatures on the ship. And he's still not sure if it's his fault, but he's hoping it's not.
All right.
We've been now, Regis. We've been at 4 Sith temples. The chances of picking up some stray alchemy beasts are pretty high. I doubt this is your fault.
Thanks, Krill. I hope not. That would not be conducive of further research.
Furvis
Let's
is
just
happy
go
to still
talk
blame
Amy.
Regis.
And so Regis will head with Krill towards wherever the captain is.
All right. So just checking something real fast. Would we already be in flight at this point, or would we be pre-flight?
You would likely be in flight.
Okay. Then I'm
Yeah.
I'm probably in the pilot seat.
All right. I'm not sure if the pilot seat door is open. If it's not, you'll hear 2 knocks on the door.
Come in.
Regis will press the button, slide the door open.
You see Amy sitting there. The course is already set, and she looks a little bit zoned out at the moment, just because it's really not that hard to work once it's going. So, and she'll look over and see. It'd be Regis and Krill, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
All right, Regis, Krill, what's up?
Hey. While we were doing some research in the lab, we ended up, me and Krill were working together. We actually recruited the assistance from Barnaby because there was some elements that required a form of senses that neither of us were have at our disposal.
Cut to the
And,
chase, Regis.
Well, as a result of our experiments and analysis, we were able to determine that there are multiple samples related to my collections in one of the prior temples scattered inside of your ship.
your collections.
Do you remember
Which collections?
The
The-
Alchemy Beast collections.
Do you remember the serums that I had gathered when I was in a bit of a stint of,
Oh,
Sith focus,
yes.
I will say. Yes.
Yes.
I don't think that I stashed a bunch of things in the ship while I was like that, but regardless, there are multiple samples located throughout the ship, and we've already
Wait,
informed.
how do you know that there are multiple samples located throughout the ship?
We used, I believe, if I understand correctly, some sort of extra senses from Barnaby. He was able to find the source of the materials that matched our own, and they were located, according to him, throughout the ship. And we're having ARF go through and perform scans because I would like to verify with science. But regardless, there is a potential that there are things on the ship that we are unaware of. And knowing that we have encountered creatures in the past who had the capability to make us not pay attention to them, it could be possible that they've been there for some time. Or it could be a result of, well, while the chances are negligible, it could be a result of Barnaby's intervention through the process. There was a.
At this point, Amy will hold up a hand and, indicating for you to pause for a moment here, and she'll look contemplative. And so, you're saying you had a sample.
Yes.
Let me continue. You had a sample. You and Krill and Barnaby went to do some experiments on that sample. You included Barnaby because of his magic force sensitivity stuff, and because of it, he did a ritual that would tell about other sources of the same material, same sample, and where they could be located. And this ritual indicated to Barnaby that there were other samples or sources of the sample around the ship. Am I understanding this right?
Yes.
Mostly correct, yes. To clarify a few things, it was multiple rituals, and this was the second ritual. And the first ritual
Okay.
ensured.
The important part is that one of his rituals indicated that there were other samples or sources of the sample on the ship.
Correct.
Correct. Okay. And you then took the initiative and shared the sensor data or the sample data with ARF to go scanning the ship to try to find these sources, whatever they are.
Correct.
Okay. Well. So, whatever these sources are, to our knowledge, they haven't acted on us yet, and don't show any signs that they're acting and that they intend to act as of right now. At least not that I've been informed of or seen. So, thank you for making me aware. I think the course of action is to continue as is, and you guys find those sources, and we will take it from there. Sound good?
Yes.
Yeah. I
All right.
also just wanted to make sure because the things that don't act when unseen may not act when the same when seen. We've seen these creatures react. So
Right. Well, be careful.
Mhm.
If you guys are in trouble, be sure to find yourself some trouble. Be sure to call out, use the comms, let people know, and yeah, stay safe. For the meantime, I will make sure the ship keeps flying.
Thank
Yes,
you, Captain.
Thank you for letting me know. You may continue as you were.
And Regis will turn and bolt out that door.
Krill will follow.
Thank you. Close the door behind you.
Krill will hit the door control as she passes through. Well, that went well.
Yes, a lot better than I anticipated. But we're still in damage control mode now at this point. We should probably check in with Arf and see if he's determined anything.
Lead the way.
And Regis will go back to the cargo bay and look to see what Arf is doing.
Probably plotting your downfall.
When isn't Arf doing that?
The question should be asked, what is he doing in while also plotting Regis's downfall?
Who knows what goes on inside the mind of a droid, but externally we can observe what he's doing.
Now?
Currently,
Oh.
Arf is. Oh, I was doing a roll and then checking what DCs and all that. Arf is currently swiveling his head between some of your storage crates and then sort of like looks to be referencing the readouts he's getting, and then goes to the one on the left and tilts forward a bit, and then goes to the one on the right and then tilts forward a bit. It's like he's getting some sort of reading, but he's not sure what he's looking at, and he's just trying to see what he can figure out here.
Where's Ron?
Krill will go over to the containers.
We could ask Ron to translate for us, because I have no idea what Arf is scanning or seeing in there, but yeah.
Well,
if you want to
Furvis
check the
can
containers.
also
Furvis, just, you know...
and he's right there.
He looks over at Furvis, a little nervous. Yeah. Do you know what Arf is seeing, or what's going on?
Arf has been complaining rather repeatedly about how these sensor readings are dumb. And how, according to this, there both is and is not something in each of these things right now.
It seems we're dealing with a Schrodinger's alchemy beast.
Oh my.
And he believes they are very dumb.
Wait. Does this world have Schrodinger and his cats as historical reference points?
I'm saying it does now.
Okay,
It
cool.
truly does not matter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'm sure the concept is
Some
similar.
sort of colloquialism from one of Fervis's local planets, but the meaning is understandable. There could be an alchemy beast in this box, or there could be something in this box. Or they could be in both, or neither, and the sensors aren't being reliable.
Only way we're gonna know for sure is to open them.
Should we both open a box at the same time?
Observe the cat and collapse the wavelength or waveform. Sorry, I'm not there. I'm not there.
Just hear that over the PA.
Krill grab her blaster and open the left container.
Regis has got his left arm out as he takes his right to open the right container.
No, you can't open both at the same time. You have to open one, then close it, then open the other. Don't you know how to do basic magic?
All right, each of you give me some perception or investigation.
All right. Let's see here.
Investigation it is. Let's do mind logic investigation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oofda.
That's some real interesting binary results there.
Yeah, absolutely.
1 and 0. There's 1 and there's nothing, but I'm probably going to want to willpower that.
Is Arf helping with either of these roles by any chance?
Right now, no, because he was doing his own thing.
And he found it dumb.
He was busy complaining.
Well, the result is
I think that's +1, so 2.
I'm up to 2. I'll lock in the 2. I don't care. I'm not.
I'll lock in my 5.
Purvis is just sitting there, you know, he watches them for a moment, then goes back to working on the droids.
Very fair reaction. Okay. So, as for what you get out of this, Krill. Yeah, you don't. You see an empty case. I mean, obviously, it's got like the remnants of some of the supplies that you had used recently, but this was one of the ones that was kind of just like on the list for getting filled up again at your next stop.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm never
So you see,
quite so
like,
comfortable as when I'm
the
at least
equivalency
6
of like
feet
some
under.
spare like empty ration stuff.
T_Garou is
One
gifting
sec.
10 packs. Claim yours at streamloots.com/ra_zim.
Thank you for that gift, Garou. Might want to repeat some of that there, Tal, sorry.
Effectively, it has like some spare like rations and like ship supplies that haven't been used quite yet. But this is one of the ones that was basically just slated for refill on the next time that you guys actually went and bought supplies.
Mm-hmm.
But you definitely do not see any sort of creature inside of there.
Okie dokie. Yeah, I got nothing in this one. Just supplies.
Regis, you don't really see any like lively creature. However, one thing that is there is what looks to be like a kind of like lump of flesh. It is in fact a red color. You can spot that, but it's like so dark red that it's almost black.
All right. Regis is going to slowly step in while still pointing his blaster at it, and he'll say, I think I found something over here.
What you got?
And he's not going to break eye contact with it because he's not sure how these things work. And he's going to be pointing at it with his wrists.
Krill's shuffle over and look at what you're pointing at. Ew.
When was the last time this box was opened?
I don't know.
Like a minute ago.
Recently. Pretty recently, considering that it was one of the things that you used for supplies, so.
And this was here recently. Or we couldn't see it until now. Is it an egg? Then Regis will move closer and try and examine to see, is it attached to the floor, or is it just a lump of meat sitting there? Like, what is it that he's dealing with?
All right, so what are you poking it with?
First thing he would do is he was going to walk around it in a circle to see if it was attached to anything. Then is there anything in the room that he could use to poke it that isn't his weapon or his hands? Because then he could try and disrupt it without jeopardizing his equipment.
You could probably find a spare rod around to use.
Yeah, he would if he could. He's not going to break eye contact with it, and he's going to grab with his other hand that piece of metal, and then he's going to slowly rely on one of the oldest tricks in research, the old gently poke it with a stick method.
Come on, do something.
Come on, do something cool.
And at least that way he'll know if it's attached to the floor or if it's loose or what he's dealing with. And would that be an investigation, or what would you like?
This would be more of an appraisal because you're trying to just like get something out of it. Investigation is more for like seeing what you can find. Appraisal is like actually damn looking at it and trying to figure out what qualities it has.
Okay. Mind cunning appraisal then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are you going to be assisting me, Krill? Or
let me see. Do I have anything in a I do not, but I do have a teamwork, so take 1.
I have brought up the scene.
Huh.
is there something on the screen?
Oh, this is alien.
Oh. Oh. I should hope not. That's why we're poking it with a stick, and he's got a spacesuit. But we'll find out. Okay. Okay. For science. For great science.
More like mediocre science.
Well, it's now or never for those boost die. That's what they're there for. I'll use a boost die, and I will go for the 3 non-7s that are white. So roll 3d10. Worth it. So that brings us up to a 6. I'll lock in the 6.
All right. So with a 6, what you find out pretty quickly with this is that it's fairly non-reactive to what you're doing with it. Definitely seems like it has at least some give to it. It seems very, very fleshy in terms of how you would expect it to act. So, looks like how it acts. The interesting part is that, you're also not really detecting any hard parts.
Gleaming endowment.
Jim and underscore tipped $25. Package deal from Thish fans inbound.
Thank you very much for that tip, Geemond. That is the tip goal fully completed.
Neat.
Okay. The object appears to be soft. And does it move from where it is, or is it rooted to the ground?
Well, you're definitely not. It has some give to it, but it's the sort of give where it's not moving from its spot, but you can get it to shift around.
Okay, so when I tried to take the side of the stick, for instance, and roll it under it and try and push it to the side, it doesn't want to go. The object itself
basically
gives.
Nothing happens there.
Yeah. Okay, it appears to be rooted to this spot.
I wonder how it got here.
I would like to relocate it to the lab where we could run more dedicated tests and potentially contain this thing, but the sensor readings.
Just to be clear on something, and I'm saying this for the group as a whole and those that are investigating it. This is inside a crate, right?
Yes.
So it is rooted to the inside of the crate.
Yes.
Okay.
But the crate is giant.
So they could just cut. So they could just cut out that section of crate and move it if they want.
Yeah, but I think Regis is having too much fun poking it with a stick and seeing what happens.
Fair enough. All right. Carry on.
As I pointed out in the chat, there hasn't been at least one appearance of a xenomorph in the Star Wars universe. And that's not counting non-canon appearances. So be careful with that stick.
Well, I mean, if it starts to unfurl, we close the door and we seal the room. But I'm more worried about how it got on the ship. Because if there's an egg like that on the ship, I'd be very worried for you too, Furvis. Because whatever laid that would be on the ship. But regardless, okay, so how are the sensor readings changed? Hey, Arf, did the scans change? Because we've found something out here. Or in here.
Arf will go ahead and beat back a response. If Fervis wants to translate, it is just a annoyed response that, of course, it's changing. It's been changing this entire time.
As he said before, it has been constantly changing.
Okay.
You have
Well,
And Brian.
Brian Magna just resubscribed for 43 months. Duke, Zim.
Thank you very much for that resub and your 43 months of support.
so Krill, why don't you get Ron and he could use a what would this probably take a plasma cutter? We could cut the bottom of the box and bring it to the lab, or
Okay.
try and peel it off. But I'm a little leery of trying that.
So Krill will run off to find Ron. Where would Ron be?
I checked the engineering.
Maybe up front. He may have been up with the pilots, just keeping an eye on things.
Then we would have seen you, maybe. I don't know.
Krill will check the engineering bay first. And then if he's not there, we'll check the bridge again.
I mean, everything's so hunky dory. Probably is out down in the workshop, tinkering on the thing he's been working on. We'll say he's there, just sort of working on the working on the shield mechanism that he and Regis were fiddling with earlier.
So Krill will run in and be like, Ron, we need you and a plasma cutter. Post haste in the cargo bay.
Okay. You're not trying to make a new hole in the new hidey hole, are you?
No.
All right. And Ron will follow Krill.
Okay, I've got Ron, and I think he has a plasma cutter.
Just put it somewhere.
So yes, good to see you again, Ron. We have a bit of a situation here. As you can see, I've been watching this creature here that appears to be adhered to the bottom of this crate. I think this belongs in the lab. I'm not sure how it got here, but we've had multiple signatures that are appearing throughout the ship. This seems to be either the origin or one of them, and I think we should move it to the lab.
I agree with you. Would there be something that's sort of like a containment container for that? I don't know if I have one, but
In the lab, we could put it in the containment chamber.
probably a good idea. Okay. Well, he'll get out a cutter to get it to try to scalp it, cut it carefully out of the container. Guessing that would be a what sort of roll would that be? Would that be a tech roll in that sense, or
In order to, just like properly cut something out like that, the technology is probably a good one. Clash, if you got it.
I think I have much because of the way Ron is played. So yeah, we'll try to carefully using the plasma cutter, and keeping an eye on the settings, we'll try to carefully cut it out. We'll say body tech innovative. That's yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's probably fine. I'll lock that in.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crate. You have a plasma cutter. You can get it off pretty easily.
Yeah.
It isn't like you have to make this like a super fine, detailed cut.
It's not like I'm cutting into the ship, for that matter. That would be a whole other bag of beans.
Yeah, this is literally just the equivalency of, you could just kind of shrug and then do the equivalency of a quick, dirty square around it in order to cut it out.
Pretty much.
It's mostly just about not fucking up with your plasma cutter than anything.
Yeah.
Of which you don't, because you didn't botch.
Yeah.
Botch, you cut through the bottom of the ship. That'd be a problem.
Yeah, I know. I burn a hole in it, of which he'd probably start cursing right after.
Luckily, fusion cutters are normally equipped with a safety where if you let it go, it doesn't just keep fucking going.
Yeah.
Normally, and I say that because pirates exist.
Of course.
And they will weaponize that shit.
Of course.
Tape the handle.
No, they'll just remove the fucking auto safety. You think a pirate won't fucking get a mouse droid, strap a fusion cutter to it, and have it go Beyblade at your ankles?
Okay. Any case, so I'm guessing. So we will carefully take this to the lab, doing so in a way that keeps distance. So we don't want to be touching the thing, and we'll take it to the containment chamber in the lab.
Just use a gravity gun; it'll be fine.
Gravity gun. You happen to have one of those, Purpose?
It's called the Force. It binds
you want
us,
to force
moves through us,
Binds the galaxy together.
Also, repulsor guns do exist in here, so
Oh well, fair enough.
Yeah, I figured there really was.
They do have gravity guns. They're like 200 credits. It's called a repulsor gun. It has a repulsor engine strapped onto it. Could be mounted on a tripod or just like handheld. Lots of times, they just weren't used as much because technicians would fuck around with them too much and knock over shit when they were bored. But they are strong enough where in a fight, if you used one, you can just knock someone prone. You can thank Fantasy Flight Games for that one, because for the Star Wars role-playing supplement that they put out like a decade ago, it just included this shit, and it's been funny to me ever since.
I mean, the technologies for hover vehicles are there, so why not strap it to a gun?
Yeah, and technicians use it to knock over containers and shit. Because of course they would use it like a toy.
Of course.
So yeah, if you want a gravity gun, you're just gonna need to get a specialized modified repulsor gun. It could exist. It's canon. Star Wars, I don't know what you were expecting.
Star Wars has it all.
You got technology and magic in this bitch.
So yeah, Regis would make sure that the doors are open for you, and he would move the sample that was already in the containment to the cold storage and open the bay for you so you could put the thing in. Hopefully it's not too big with the jagged pieces of metal that are hopefully not too hot to handle. I don't know if your torch cuts hot.
Wouldn't it really be jagged? It's clean enough of a circle. Not like it looked like it was cutting glass after all.
I'm sure it'll be fine, Regis.
You look in PTV, that's what the thing looks like.
Oh?
The repulsor gun.
Yeah.
I went and found an image of it.
Yes. Yes, it looks like a minigun combined with a flamethrower.
There is also slightly more weaponized versions of it that look like that. And if you want a repulsor cannon, those also exist, and they look ridiculous.
Oh, wow.
So you put that behind a boulder between you and your enemies, and you pull the trigger.
That little beauty comes from one of the Battlefront games.
I think I remember those.
It looks
They're
like
great.
it's
That
got some kick
takes
to
me
it.
back.
Oh yeah, you're
Sure,
able to
Ron.
put it in storage.
All right. Well, now that's in containment. Hopefully the random biosignatures don't continue now that we've got this thing in containment, but if we do see more scans, there may be more things. It's possible that the creature is masking its signature? I mean,
Perhaps we don't know anything about this beast.
we'll have to run some tests, Krill. That's why it's in containment.
Mm-hmm. Fine-tune the sensors with our findings.
Well, now that we do have it in the lab, we could run like a full scan on this.
You read
What
my
is inside
mind.
it? So that would be what we'd want to do. We would want to run like a full scan on this object inside of our containment chamber.
Amy, give me a perception or insight.
Uh-oh.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I said Amy.
I apologize. I was listening, but stepped away from the keyboard for the moment. Perception or insight? Let's see. Insight, perception. I've got a perception. Does it matter the expertise I use?
Nope. It'll just flavor the kind of information you get.
All right. And this would be a mind, or would this be a body?
Again, up to you. Just depends what sort of information you get.
All right. I am better with mind, so. Any bonuses or negatives?
Nope.
Cool. All right. All right. So, given that I don't know why I'm making this roll, and nor why I should care about it, I'm not going to be spending any resources on it. So I will be locking that in as a mind, forceful Perception.
All right. With that, you know that there's some stuff going on in the ship, but normally the act of piloting, when it comes to most of this, you don't have to worry or do too much actively when it comes to the steering once you're on your way.
Right.
Instead, it's more like checking certain monitors, certain levels for things, listening to any sort of air traffic control when you're on a planet and you're nearby to a city.
Right.
Those sorts of things.
Normal stuff.
And you are going to notice that it has been remarkably quiet, and you haven't even had to answer any hails or anything recently.
Like
you weren't really noticing any sort of traffic chatter.
it is unusually quiet. Normally, there's some amount of chatter, and I'm not noticing anything. Right?
Yeah. I mean, all your instruments are working like normal. None of your readings are off. It's just that the comm system is abnormally quiet.
I run through through checks real fast. Just double check, make sure my comm system is indeed working right. And like you said, all green. It appears to be working.
Yeah, but if you want to take a deeper look, do a tech check.
Right. I have a point in tech.
I would hope so. You fly the ship.
Yeah. I know how to fly. It doesn't mean I know how to maintain it. That's what I got an engineer for.
Right.
Oh yeah, but you should at least know what your own damn sensors are saying.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But while I'm making this this check, taking a closer look, I'm gonna switch my comm over to Ron's in particular and be like, "Hey, Ron, something funny is going up. I'm taking a closer look at our comm system, or at the comms system, because I'm getting no chatter here. But could you make your way to the cockpit and so you can lend me a hand in case there is something
Sure, no
going
problem.
on? Cool, thanks. And I'll go ahead and take a closer look. Again, I can do mind for this, or do I need to go to body?
Nope, you can use what you want. Again, it just flavors what kind of information you look for.
If you wait for Ron to come up, I can assist. I think adding specialty with 4.
Well, I'm at this point. Amy doesn't think it's all too serious yet, and is going to do her own preliminary.
Okay.
The check can be run again once you're here.
Right.
There's nothing stopping that from. 2 successes. On a deeper look.
Yeah, all your sensors are saying things that are fine. Your readings, it's not even like they're repeating information. They are getting new information in, or the repeat is going to be like extremely long. But if you'd like dip the ship all of a sudden, like the slightest bit, it'll adjust appropriately.
The sensors appear to be functioning correctly. It's just the comms chatter is quiet. Is not.
Yeah.
and I've double checked.
All your checks are functioning as normal. And it isn't like any of your sensors are saying that your comm system has been damaged.
Yeah. And And I've tuned into the right channels and everything for any air traffic or whatever, and it's just nothing.
Yep, nothing.
Weird. All right.
As Ron comes up and mentioned it, this first thing he's gonna do is there anyone nearby that would that sort of chatter would come off of?
You're still fairly close to the city, so you would expect like
Oh yeah.
to have at least some level of chatter, even if it's just from other ships that are going to or from the city.
Yeah.
It's not like you're waiting in line or something, but you're still fairly close to the city. There should be something.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. Yeah, that sounds like we're getting jammed, possibly. But Ron will roll it. I guess I should make the tech roll now. Ron will do a go over.
Yep.
Are
Okay.
we saying you're there now?
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
figure by
Hey,
now.
Ron,
Yeah.
so nothing appears wrong, but I'm just not getting any chatter. It's unusual. With how close to the city we are, you'd
Yeah.
think
We
there'd be
definitely
at
would be
least
getting we'd be
something.
getting some echo off others and such.
Yeah.
Um,
And I have one technology or one teamwork, either way, that I can offer you for this
Okay.
role.
Dice roll. I think I got this. I've got 2. I might as well do. Yeah, I have 3. We'll. You know what? We will save the last and sold 2 of those.
You can sell them one at a time.
True. All right, so we'll sell one of them. I could also check if it was good enough, but we'll do at least one first, and then we'll lock. Okay.
Well, you can't do any soul after you've checked if it's good enough, if I recall right.
No, you can't. You can't vigor or willpower.
I can't vigor or willpower. Okay, so that's.
Oh, right.
So we'll for the moment lock for 7.
All right. So with a 7,
I have no space for any more.
all right. With a 7, you are going to go ahead and run through some pretty standard checks. You're able to interface with the comm system here, like if you just use your comm link. You can ping your own ship's thing, so it's not like it's been disabled and it's just showing the correct things. It is actually working. You are able to get a connection to it. Trying to connect back and ping off any information into the wider comms network. Very surprisingly, you don't really get much back with that. You get a couple snippets of what is like pretty garbled return data.
Huh. So that does sound like someone's casting interference or jamming. Would there be a way to detect that?
So detecting that sort of stuff is pretty difficult, especially because you aren't sure if you're even the target of it, or if it's just that the city's been locked down or something.
Yeah, we could just be a bystander that's being affected and not the actual target. And in which case, if we're just a bystander, it'll clear up once we're a distance from.
Yeah.
Once we're out of the affected area. But or we could be the target, but we don't know.
If we are the target, the best we can do is be prepared. If we aren't the target, can't really do much. We can't really. It's preventing, like, pinging the city to know something's up. if they haven't already
that's
noticed.
real odd. So it looks like we're being jammed, whether directly or as a side bystander. And correct? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, something is definitely clogging the clogging up the airways.
Wild.
Either of
Alright.
you can make me a lore check if you want.
I mean, I do remember that we did. Wait a moment. Didn't we get an Imperial jammer from the
Yeah.
stormtroopers?
So, did we turn it
Uh,
off?
Did we make sure that was turned off before? Did we make sure that was turned off?
Yeah, that's not affecting you right now because otherwise you wouldn't have
Okay.
been
Oh.
ping
Have
off of-
internal comms.
You
The
wouldn't have
local
internal
comms
comms.
are-
True.
Yeah, your local
True.
comms are
Right,
working
right.
fine.
Right, so
But
it has to be external. It can't be whatever it is.
Right.
It's not in the ship. It has to be external.
Your phone
Okay.
reception is showing it's fine, effectively. So you're not sure why
Right,
you're not
right.
getting anything.
I mean, if-
So yeah, a lore.
Yep. Anyone who knows about the problem.
I've got 1 point in lore.
This would be
Do
mine.
you have? This would be mine. Do you have any points in lore or?
I have 1 point in lore.
All right.
That's all, folks.
6, 8, 9. My current without assistance, my current roll is 9. Do you want
I see. I think I have the same. I would be the same role.
All right.
Looking
In
at
which
it.
case, I'll go ahead and is it all right if I take your point of
That's
lore
fine.
as assistance?
Yep.
All right. So that'll be 10 dice. That's
Nice.
6 successes. I'll lock that in. Mind forceful lore.
We be
All
loving
right.
the result of 6 tonight.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. 6.
Well-
6.
While thinking over the current situation, you're going to remember a couple different bits of detail, but one is going to really stick out to you. It wasn't really mentioned that much, but when you first showed up on planet, you could have sworn that there was some sort of mention that there was starting to be some sort of Imperial crackdown about the comm systems on the planet.
Huh. Imperial crackdown. Do I recall what that
Planetary-
entails?
Planetary level comms communications was starting to be limited to Imperial personnel only. It wasn't quite in effect yet, but it was starting to go into effect. This got mentioned pretty early on, and also if you think back to it, this is an out-of-game thing. It was also mentioned in one of the 3 starting situations that would be going on this planet.
Ah, right. That's meta knowledge.
I
But
was
that's
not
meta
even privy to
knowledge,
that.
Right.
In character knowledge, you do remember hearing about it really early on. I'm talking like this was like session 2 or 3. Someone mentioned it around the party like once.
Right. Huh. So you think the Imperials are cracking down on planetary comms?
Possible. They would have the technology to do it, so I don't recall why.
And
why
there was that one guy a while ago. I don't remember who it was, but someone mentioned that that the Empire might be cracking down on comms on the planet, and well, that's a little bit disturbing and kind of troublesome because that's going to negatively impact. All right, before I spout this as fact, I just wanted to double check that this is true. This would negatively impact travel on the planet because ships would not be able to easily communicate with landing stations and ports and stuff. And,
Yeah, they
right?
wouldn't be able to call ahead unless they got permission, if this is the current situation. They wouldn't be able to like call ahead without getting a special permission from the authorities.
Yeah. The landing place would have to have Imperial permission.
So, well, that's annoying. Not a situation that's untenable, but that's definitely annoying. Well, at least it's good to know that it's not our systems that's screwing up. Thank you, Ron.
Or that we're the target of whatever this is.
And if that is indeed what it is, we're not the target. Do you recall if it was said why they might be cracking down on comms, on planetary comms?
Get a lore check on that, or something along the lines.
Do you want an additional lore check, Tal?
You can make one. It'd be at +1 difficulty because you haven't actually heard why. This would be more to try and figure out why they would do this.
Okay. All right, and I'll go ahead and give you the die this time.
Okay.
The +1 die. But remember, it's +1 difficulty because we would be working it out from our understanding of the current political
Question real
system.
quick. I don't. Can Soul be still used proactively, or is it only on the reroll at this point?
For what was your question?
Can Soul be used to add a die, or is that part Ben?
I'm pretty sure we kept that in.
Okay. Yeah, I think
Okay,
I think you will be the first person to ever use it, but it's been there.
I mean, I think I used it early on the Last Hope, but okay.
People generally don't use it for that because it's usually not worth it, but it is an option.
It's only usually good if you have really low amounts of die.
Look at
Also,
King
Gideon gave you an
Koopy.
additional Ron. Give Ron an additional round.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two Rons.
Two of them.
All right, before the roll is made, Tal, I have a question. Since this has to do with the surrounding political situation, possibly, could I instead add etiquette to this roll?
I'll allow it.
All right. In which case, Ron, you get 3 dice instead of 1.
Okay. All right. And I guess in that case, I can't really use my third boost here because I made an assignment call. So so that's lock in. Because I don't think that's worth. I don't think it's enough to force a reroll.
And I mean, it's not like this is a critical role for us.
Or
all right. So with that, you aren't really sure why exactly they would do this. It'd have to be for something relatively important because this is sure to piss people off.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, even if there was some forewarning about it. Not having access to the greater comms network is unbelievably annoying for just about everyone, not even just people going around on ships. This will basically limit the whole holonet thing. Like, people will be missing their soap operas and shit, you know?
Right. They'll be missing the game and their shows and all.
Yeah,
That
There-
disconnecting people. That is, yeah.
So
especially
it
once you
have
get
to
to
There's
be
gonna be riots.
it would have to be for something that they consider to be legitimately important. You're not sure what on the short list that you can think up the Imperials would care about would rise to that level of this is important. But like some like the only stuff that you could really think of would be like overt rebel activity, or there's some sort of, you know, other political dissident thing going on. Like normally they reserve this sort of stuff for that level of stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe like a super secret project.
I mean,
I will.
But
I would
normally
not
they
be
do that stuff in
surprised if it has
space.
something to do. I would not be surprised if it has something to do with the temples being what else has gone on here. It has been going on here, but
Who knows? Hey, I'm gonna make a joke. So I'll go ahead and calm Sen real fast. Hey Sen, it appears the Imperials are jamming the communications on the planet. You wouldn't happen to have done something to piss them off, would you? And I say it in a clearly joking tone. I'm like, I don't think he actually did anything.
Sen takes offense to
But-
this. You feel a disturbance.
Sen is gonna go, I don't think I've done anything to rise to quite that level. I'm sure that they would stop with only sending the ISB after me.
Right. Well, hopefully that's whatever is going on, it clears up soon. This is gonna get the entire planet annoyed. Oh, whatever.
I doubt the Imperials will care, especially since they'll probably just kick over if the whatever the annoyance is if they get rough.
I guess for the foreseeable future, we'll be pretty much in the dark on planetary communications, unless we find some way to tap into and decode Imperial communications. But I'd rather us not end up on their shit list, you know.
If possible, yes.
So, and I'll go ahead and switch to general comms. All right, make an announcement to all y'all. It appears the Empire is jamming the planet. Communications outside of ship are going to be pretty dark for the foreseeable future. Just making sure y'all know.
Send mail.
Wonderful.
Oh, good. I thought it was something related to our sensors issues.
Yeah. And then I'll turn my comms back to Regis, and it's like, hey, do you got any updates on your science project there, and the signatures you found around the ship?
As a matter of fact, I do. We were able to get ARF to perform some preliminary scans in the area, and the results were complete data scattering. They weren't able to find anything consistent, but the manual approach, we opened some containers and we found a sample that apparently had been in the crate for a short amount of time because we'd opened that crate recently for supplies. Even upon identifying it, ARF wasn't able to actually scan the object. It was coming up as a scattered scan still. We put it in containment and we were going to commenced with a more thorough investigation when we heard about the sensor issues.
Huh.
Communications issues, I should say.
You said that was one source, but you indicated earlier that there were multiple sources throughout the ship, correct?
Yes, that was the original attempt to find out from Barnaby produced. However,
So-
ARF's scans came up with inconsistencies. It appears that some of these scans are fake. They appear to be there, and then they appear to not be there. So it's almost like if the sensor was a laser and this thing is a prism, that's what we're getting. Although it could be multiple prisms.
Dumb
hard
it
to tell.
down for me, Regis.
We don't know how many of these things there are. We do know that some of them are fake. We don't know if there's only one or if there's multiple, but the sensors don't indicate amounts.
All right. Did Arf manage to finish scanning the ship, or was it just one point and there's still space left he needs to scan?
I haven't gotten back to them. We could patch into Furvis and Arf and ask them ourselves right now. And I would
All right.
connect the call to the others and say, so we found the one and we brought it back to the lab, but the captain was wondering if there was any more scans coming up. Or if things had changed since I moved the sample out of that location.
Furvis, you're definitely going to have to answer because Arf has sort of taken to threatening his own, like, sensors with the zappy.
Oh dear.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that Arf is going to be willing to continue the scanning.
Oh.
To say he is
Why so?
annoyed at this is putting it. Arf, do not zap it. That is valuable. He's annoyed.
All right, but it was enough to be able to find one sample. So there is at least that. You sure he won't be willing to finish the job and get the rest of the ship scanned over or looked over for any more samples?
Arf, can you just finish it?
Arvis is going to look over and then go, I'm going to fill the ship's computer storage with all of these scans. And then they can figure it out.
I find this acceptable.
Might point us in the right direction.
You wanna translate what Arf said there?
Not at all.
Wait, what?
It'll be in the computer.
It'll be in the computer. All right.
That might point us in the right direction.
Regis, Krill, you have access to the computer storage. You'll be able to see the scans and what's got Arf in a tizzy. And who knows, maybe you'll be able you guys can work together to sort through whatever the noise is causing ARF issues.
We are
There's a
two
thought.
halves of a whole idiot, so we can figure it out.
That's a thought. If it's a noise problem with the scans, Furvis might be able to figure out how to programmatically remove excess noise. He's good with computers, right? saying that about the slicer on the boat.
I don't know if I want to be involved in whatever this is.
Oh,
We'll do some finagling and we'll get back to you.
all right, sounds good.
Yeah.
And all right, and I keep flying the boat.
Me and Krill will probably try and figure out what we should do in regards to that problem, seeing as we now have a lot of sensor data. I will suggest to Krill, well, going back to the prism suggestion, if what we're looking for are shards of sensors, then maybe there are patterns that we can find with these bits of noisy data. It's unfortunate that Arf is not willing to give us a scan recently, but he did just add some scans after we moved the object. So if we see if anything changed, we might be able to locate if they're centered around a new position, like here, or if there's amount of noise somewhere else on the ship where there might be something.
Mm-hmm. We might also scan our sample, see
Yes, let's.
exactly what if it's something this creature emits or its skin itself that is acting as the prism.
Well, that'll be very obvious very quickly once we begin the scan.
Mm-hmm.
That is actually a much better idea than trying to look for more needles in a hypothetical haystack. So Regis will try and do the scan that he had suggested doing when he brought the sample in here in the first place. Fully expecting that if something if we do end up getting completely erratic and chaotic results, that we might have to try a more tactile approach to this experiment.
Spoiler alert: the any sort of electronic data that you're getting on this looks like aggressive bullshit with no consistency.
That's what I expected, and I look over at the just radical data.
Yeah,
so
and
yes.
as you're looking at it, it gets overlaid with something that looks completely different except for the ship's layout, and then it gets overlaid half a second later with entirely different positions, and then it gets overlaid, and then it gets overlaid, and then it gets overlaid.
Well, no wonder Arf was going crazy.
It's a prism. It takes the data for the scan, and it refracts it in chaotic directions. Digital sensors won't be able to perform this analysis.
I had to do this the old-fashioned way.
Well, at least it's in containment.
Arf is not closing out of the windows as they automatically pop up and he uploads them. There is now just hundreds of windows open.
And are we noticing that these data overlays, are they forming any kind of patterns? Is there like if I were to, let's say, collapse them onto a heat map, would they be localized in a particular area of the ship, or anything
the
at
heat
all?
map is the entire ship being red.
Ah. Okay, so everything everywhere all at once with no actual source. That is concerning. And I presume that it is probably just as red outside the ship, but I don't know how far. Noise does follow a predictable pattern, but it's like it's screaming at us. We can't
Yeah,
get
it's just that
anywhere.
Arf is not bothering to capture anything outside
None
of the
shall
ship because he
see
doesn't
me.
care.
Though my battle cry may
If
give
it's outside
me
the ship, he
away.
doesn't need to care.
a conventional solution may not be available. Maybe a mystical one is needed.
That was my thoughts as well. We could use Barnaby to assist us, or well, I don't know if someone like Sen would be interested in this kind of research, but Barnaby had participated in before and seemed very eager. Alternatively, we go very low tech with our analysis, and we try things like mapping sound waves and mapping physically tactile elements, what we can see, what we can hear, what we can feel. With this object, we might be able to gather data that way. What do you think we should do first, Krill? Approach Barnaby, or bombard this thing with some sort of sound waves and see if we can get any kind of image of what's inside?
Let's get with Barnaby first.
Fair. And I'll turn on the comm link. Hey, Barnaby. You still
Barnaby
around?
speaking.
Ah, yes. Well, we have a new sample to examine, and you seem rather skilled at these things, and unlike Fervis, you seemed rather eager to participate. Fervis didn't seem as inclined, so I called back to you because it was either you or Sen, and you had already begun with the research with us, so I figured you might want to take a look.
I'll be right over there. Wait, is this sample handling? You want me to be clean, don't you?
Dun, dun,
Well-
dun!
The sample is in containment, but I suppose you.
It's
have
always
to-
good to be clean in the lab.
Yes, that's generally a good
Yes.
protocol. We don't want to introduce any unusual contaminants.
Then I may be some time. I'm covered in tomato.
That sounds like there's a story there.
I was eating tomatoes and I got a little carried away.
Oh, not much of a story then.
I started thinking about other things, such as I wonder if I can catch them in my mouth if I throw them very high. The answer is yes, but only 30%.
You sure this is still a good idea, Krill? Regis was
It's-
whisper under his voice.
It's the best idea we have.
Tomatoes are bigger than Barnaby's mouth.
It's the only option.
We could try asking Fervis, or we could try asking Sen. As far as clean, Barnaby did bring up a good point. He is the raw essence of data contamination, but what we're dealing with is, well, as you know, it could very well have been a result of what Barnaby did with his ritual.
Maybe. While Barnaby's getting cleaned up, why don't we go ask Sin?
All right, you're better with these sorts of things. Why don't you take the lead? And I'll be right behind you.
Okay.
By the way, as you're moving around the ship, Krill, you hear watery noises coming from your room.
Krill
better
will
not.
make an about face and head back towards her room. I hear something.
At least stand to the side before opening that. They just would
I
say,
will.
stepping back.
Don't worry. And she'll punch the door control, but stand to the side.
Wonder if it's delicious fish.
Well, it is a fish. However, it is not a normal fish. You see a swordfish that is, instead of having the normal fins on its side, has little wings flying around your room. It's making little watery noises as it goes through, even though there's no water.
Oh, well, you don't see that every day, do you? And she'll gesture at the swordfish.
It is a flying landfish.
she'll try to grab it.
All right, make an athletics or acrobatics.
All right. Let's see here. It will be the same roll.
Regis will try and keep the door, keep it from coming out the door. If that would help for teamwork.
How many?
Okay, well, I do have 3 on my teamwork. I am very adaptable, and I must learn the ways of catching fish like Solonians.
Okay. Well, that's lame. Well, let's solve the one. Okay, never mind.
Well, I mean, I'll give you a regular boost die so that you can have a regular re-roll 3 of the regular die.
That's called a body
boost.
boost.
Yeah. All right. Let's give that a try and see what happens. Okay. 2. This is not my night.
Yeah, unfortunately, the flying land swordfish is a bit more nimble than you expected, and sort of does a little dive and then swoop up towards the ceiling where you can't reach it.
Well.
It does continue flying around your room, though.
Well, we got more pressing matters to deal with than this, so onward to sin.
Yes. Just shut the door behind you. You can try again later.
Yes. Closes the door and goes to find Sin.
What were you planning on
doing? Where Krill just starts periodically feeding the land swordfish thing and befriends it.
Hmm.
So what were you planning on doing once you caught it?
I don't know. I probably would have figured that out once I caught it.
Fair enough. So it's just a reaction. You see the fish, you must catch the fish.
Mm-hmm.
Worry about what you do with the fish after. Good to know.
Out of character, it's like the dog chasing the cars. Like, what would the dog do if it actually got a hold of the car?
Yes. Regis is trying to kind of understand the fascination you have with the fish as a Solonian, so he's trying to mimic it, so he's trying to figure it out. He knows that you like the fish, so he's trying to like the fish too.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't sure if you liked the fish because you wanted to eat it or just to catch it. Anyways, Sun should be right in the cargo bay, right?
Should be. That's where he's been holed up usually.
Hey, Sun? Are you in here?
Ah, yes, I am.
Oh, good. We have it's sort of a proposition. You see, we found this, how would you describe it, Regis? As a glob of something Sith related?
Well, it was related to a more purified version of the alchemy beast samples that we had obtained in one of the other temples. As you may know, Sen, I have been focusing my research on such biological properties, and
well, needless to say, conventional scans are coming up bupkis because it seems that whatever this this sample is, it's acting like a prism, and it's throwing off the scanner's readings. So we were thinking that maybe a more mystical solution is needed. Like maybe you could use the force and see what you can sense from it.
And unlike our friend Barnaby, you don't seem to be an uncontrollable chaotic element or raw chaos. Barnaby is good for stimulating samples and running initial tests, but he's his own prism, if you know what I mean.
And we would have asked Furvis, but he doesn't seem interested in this in the slightest.
Yes, he expressed his disinterest over comms, and, well, collaborating seems a little bit strenuous, but I did consider it. But that by process of elimination, I figured I would at least ask to see your thoughts on the matter.
Well, my thoughts on the matter. Initially, it's slight wonderment that it appears that the rather aggressive at times Lothwolf getting in tune with the dark side somehow has the most sense to not go poking around at things that would try and kill you in your sleep.
He has some sense, yes.
And then there's Barnaby, who is just he has no side.
If he saw Barnaby doing a blood sacrifice ritual over a homeless man, he wouldn't be surprised.
So is that a no?
It's not a no, but I do just want you to at least consider the sorts of creatures that have been showing up inside of the temples, and whether or not you would like to disturb the sort of raw sample that can become those sorts of creatures.
Krill looks at Regis. It's like this is getting more and more dangerous all the time, it seems.
If I'm to understand these things, those raw creatures were designed to be that sort of dangerous. They were crafted by a deliberate hand to perform a function. It would be akin to saying that a blaster should not be studied because it has vast destructive capabilities. Sure, this is a bit of a more exotic and biological facet, but there's also plenty of other potential applications. The material itself is incredibly adaptable, and there is a lot of potential in it. And that is why I've been trying so hard to obtain a pure sample and not the finished product that could rip us apart by design.
In that case, I will offer you some advice. You would do well to have Barnaby nearby, regardless of your consideration of him being
Steel yourself. We are building an army.
Idothings just resubscribed for 33 months. Razim lik razim pat razim wag.
I know. Thank you so much for that resub. Thank you for your support. Good boy. Pet, pet, pet.
Regardless of your opinion of him as, let's say, an agitating element, you will likely want him at least nearby for this. Lessons with these sorts of things are rarely given freely.
I was not expecting that result. You think that Barnaby is beneficial element to this research then.
Normally, when
appreciate your
attempting
wisdom.
dangerous things, having a medic on standby is a good idea.
And Regis's tail would stop wagging, and he would kind of get a little bit more stoic at that mention. Oh, so not for the research. Okay, I will bring him in, but that would be inferring that you would be assisting in his place instead? He asks her the question.
Like I said, if you do request that I assist you, I can do so. And I
What do
would
you
be
want
willing.
in return?
Mostly to see that you two do not end up biting off a bit more than you can chew, let's say. I'm going to give you... You two have experienced our interactions with Darth Regis, correct?
Mm-hmm.
To what extent? I mean, that is either an obvious question or I'm missing something.
He is not merely restricted to the temples. After all, we have been collecting and taking with us parts of the temple the entire journey. It would be unwise to think that he could not manipulate things as they are on our ship currently. Especially the more highly reactive elements.
This is...
But if I do understand what I do understand, he doesn't have an interest in disrupting our ability to perform his trials. As long as we're following down this path, he would not interrupt or disrupt us without cause.
He wouldn't kill you outright.
Can Furvis hear this conversation?
Yeah.
Okay. But this could be another trial.
Then
Do
we
you
should
think that
undertake
a
it.
man that powerful would be that wasteful to not create a test on the spot if someone starts reaching for something?
Oh,
this force business.
Regis's eyes would narrow, and he'd say, "But every time we've completed those trials, we have gotten things in return."
Of course. It is a rather core value of the Sith that so long as you succeed, everything else is unimportant. After all, there are a great many lessons about strength, victory, those sorts of values. It doesn't quite matter the path that you take, so long as you win in the end. Which means that if he believes that you have a certain potential towards one of his goals, he will do things to see that you reach said potential or fail. And if you fail, then he will dispose of it. You have been rewarded every time you have succeeded, but you also have yet to fail. Which means that if you start down this path, I will warn you that he will not let you leave it so easily. Just because it is offered does not mean it is freely given. I believe that Furvis over there can speak to the fact that there will always be a cost when it comes with the Sith.
Furvis will not.
So yes, I would recommend having a medic on standby. Relatively close to you, in fact.
set on this path to get the access to this sort of research, I'm not going to turn back now because there's a danger. If anything, it just assures that there would be a path through. This won't be a dead end, but it may be dangerous. And thank you for your warnings. Krill, make sure you have your blaster ready, and we will need Barnaby's help. But as a additional defensive assistant, perhaps, to keep us safe. Well, as safe as we can be. But we don't turn our noses from research or opportunity, do we, Krill? I certainly don't.
No.
In that
Take a
case,
risk.
I hope that your passion will have you gain strength.
And Regis will kind of duck his head in respect to those words, because he's heard them a lot. Even if he isn't a force sensitive, he recognizes them.
Has Fergus... Sorry. Has Fergus finished his work on the droids yet?
I'll say yes.
Okay. Well, I suppose since you are pursuing a passion, I'll lend some of my own to grant you strength. And he's going to activate the battle droids and set them to guard.
Well, Regis will turn on the heels of his, I guess the tips of his paws to Fergus, a bit surprised, his ears popping back at the mention, but he will nod just the same, and he will say, "Thank you, Fergus." And his eyes will be slightly wider. I did not expect you to desire to assist me, but I appreciate it very much.
Oh, this is still definitely a terrible idea. I have a very bad feeling about this. But clearly you're not going to be stopped, so I might as well at least help.
Well, I feel that way about going into half the temple sometimes, but yes, like you said, Fergus, never stops us. We all have our goals, and we seek out to get them done no matter what we can do to get that to happen. But I am happy to have your assistance. Krill, now that we know that this may end up a more formal task as such, perhaps we should wait until the ship has landed at the temple before we perform the scan, but...
Agreed.
And that'll give Barnaby some time to prepare himself. I don't want to get tomato soup and tomato sauce in any wounds.
Yes, agreed.
And thank you for your assistance, son. I'm certain that we'll be able to find a viable path with you as our eyes in this invisible world.
In that case, I will do my best to assist. Out of character, Sen basically just sitting there like, we have 4 of his holocrons and we're going towards a 5th location of his power. Do you really think he isn't gonna try and, like, do something?
See,
but, you know, he won't put it that way, but, you know, it's just, like, out of game like that. That's, like, basically what he was thinking. Just, like, we have, like, 4 of his holocrons right here, within, like, 20 feet of us doing this.
So in the back of Regis's mind, he's like, he's pretended to be this guy before, and the way he pretended to, he was thinking that the guy would potentially use that at, like, a trial against him. Like, if he made anything with this stuff, it very well could end up becoming his own personal trial. But he didn't think of the guy as potentially, like, improving a trial on the side, which was something that Ben introduced him. He was like, oh, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Him just realizing, hey, wait, that is entirely within character based on the mindset that I was in. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Because I made improv trials.
Uh,
We had the trial of the poisoning of Furvis.
I might have a problem.
Yeah?
Oh,
I apparently did not write down what upgrades I was getting for the B1s. I feel like I got the part... Trying to remember for sure, but I believe that I got parts to upgrade the training droid, the one that was tier 2 to tier 3. You know, replace the arm and stuff. And I think I got all the B1s to tier 2.
I think you did.
With their own blasters and everything.
I'm pretty sure that's what you were focused on doing, yeah.
Alright.
But while you're figuring that out, how goes the tomato escapade, Barnaby?
He has finished and he is walking down the hallway, making wet slapping sounds as his fuzzy little feet are carrying 2 separate towels trying to dry himself off as he walks, because there's a new adventure if they're inviting him to something important. So he basically threw himself into a tub, flailed around until the red was off, and got out.
You know, it doesn't surprise me that an Ewok knows how to death roll. Vicious little things.
Swamp Ewoks.
Ewoks. Would you really expect anything less?
no.
Absolutely not. But yes, are you bringing all of your ritual bag stuff with you in excitement?
Yes, and he's making our furious with him because there's so much to clean now.
Oh dear, that poor droid is already at the brink.
I mean, apart from what he left in the kitchen, as you know.
Oh dear,
Now the
Krill.
hallways are wet everywhere where he was still drying himself off, and wherever he's just gonna drop off the towels when he's done with them. The good news is that he's at least down to damp when he arrives at the lab. You've never seen Barnaby with his fur flattened though. He seems smaller somehow.
Smells like wet Ewok.
Have you seen
I think
carrier before?
I was gonna say we need like a picture of a wet baby bear or something now.
Yeah. Barnaby was small as is.
Now he's not even fluffy.
Well, I can see you are very enthusiastic, Barnaby.
Yes. I drowned for a few seconds, but I got better.
Drowned for a few seconds.
Well, I'm glad you got better.
Yeah.
It has been some time since I had a non-shower option, so I underestimated the depth of the tub.
Well, I've got good news for you, Barnaby. We're going to be introducing another element to our little procedure. We've got the assistance of Sen in the lab as well. He is quite a versed master compared to many of us in the ways of the Force, so this may be a learning experience for us all.
Oh, unsurprising. Let us do this.
It helps that I am a part of a formal organization that delves into such things. That usually helps in the realm of studies.
And I will click on the intercoms and say, Amy, so when we do get
Yep.
to a good location, we can do some more dabbling with these scans. However, it's entirely possible that upon consulting Sen, that the more we pry into the abyss, the more the abyss will pry back. So I figured it would be good to wait till we landed until we began a former scan, because at the moment we have some anomalous sensor readings and strange lumpy piles, but once we begin research proper with Sen here, he mentioned that it may also incur the eyes of our friend at the temples, Mr. Regis. So, Sir Regis might get.
Friend.
Well,
Just so you know,
yeah?
Darth is a title.
Darth Regis, yes. Darth Regis may, in fact, decide to make an impromptu test, much like I did with the trial of the poison Furvis.
All right. Quick question, Tal. How in game time? About how far away are, or how much more time until we get to the remaining temple?
Due to researches, processes, people working on their own stuff, and expediency, I'm gonna say like an hour or two at tops.
All right. Well, we are about an hour or two away from our destination. Are you wanting me to land early for this, or are you saying we should still get to the temple before we continue?
Well, expedience is possible. However, I would defer to everyone on this. I don't know what the environment at the temple is like, but the main reason I don't want us in transit is if things do get a little unpredictable, it might be nice to not have to worry about keeping the ship in the air at the same time.
Fair enough.
What does everyone
You
say?
said
I say as I put on the comms.
Well, first off, you got Sen's advice on this in matters of the Force. Sen, would having extra physical distance from the temples help in this regard, or does it not matter?
Only if we feel like jettisoning all the holocrons as well and then continuing to fly. Of which I
No
would be very
difference.
against.
No difference. All
I
right.
would as well.
Then
We
with that knowledge, knowing that it would make little difference, assuming you don't want to, you're all right with waiting an hour, we'll go ahead and make our way to the temple.
all right.
All right.
So Krill. Oh, sorry.
So in about an hour, I'll be landing the ship, and we can continue with your experiment then.
Well, if we've
Out of
got an hour.
character, I am very aware that yes, I just barely overruled the call for a vote, and instead sought expert opinion on the matter.
Oh, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
You're the captain. You have control. It's your ship.
Yeah.
We're just lucky we can do experiments on it. That being said, Krill, if we have an hour, you think we could fix something up lunch for our helpful assistants?
Sure.
And with that, Regis will hang up his lab coat in the lab and head with you to the kitchen so we can potentially fix up something for everyone who's helping with the lab project.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear. We don't know
What?
about the tomatoes in the kitchen, do we?
He did tell you about the tomatoes.
Said he was eating them. We didn't know he was eating them in the kitchen, all over the kitchen.
That implies that you thought that he would take them back to his room to eat.
I don't know. He could have had a whole bushel of tomatoes in his backpack. He carries all sorts of plants in there.
But yeah, Krill reached the galley and stop. Her eye starts twitching.
So,
My
do we want Barnaby to describe the state of the
I-
kitchen?
my galley.
I could if desired.
Please.
Very well then. I'm going to let you know that at the very least there's more on the floor than there is on the ceiling.
My
Because I'll remind you, he tossed them. And, well, he's probably not had too much experience when it comes to these red little mushy delicacies. So he didn't really understand everything about them until experimentation proceeded, such as how high can I toss them and without them impacting the ceiling. Because the more airtime they have, the more time he has to improve or position himself correctly to try and catch them in his mouth. Or at least that was the attempt. It seems that there were some misses. In fact, there were plenty of misses. And then there were some that looks like they were splattered and then fell off. Because even though they impacted his mouth directly, well, it's not fun to just eat a tomato. So he continued until he had his fill of mouth-landing tomato segments. There is a pile that rises to your ankles of tomato viscera.
Whatever it takes to clean, I will give 3 teamwork towards it, Krill.
My galley. Barnaby. Krill turns towards Barnaby.
Oh, leftovers. Hold on. As he's going to reach out.
Just got clean.
Reaching out. Wait.
Barnaby,
If only there was a better way.
Krill will bar you from going anywhere near that pile. You are not going to mess up my galley any more than you already have. Look at this place. It's a
I have observed.
disaster.
No. Leftovers. It's edible.
She looks at you with pure venom in her eyes.
Barnaby cannot fathom the issue.
Regis, you, me, and Barnaby are going to clean this galley from top to bottom.
Well,
Barnaby?
one of those sections might be difficult. I can't reach up there unless I throw water.
Barnaby, from now on, you will come to me before you do anything like this ever again. And if I find out that you have, we're gonna have some problems.
I will have to tell you every time I intend to eat by throwing.
Yes. That way I can tell you not to do that.
What if I tell you while I'm doing it?
Then I don't care how you have to do it, but you will be the one to clean my galley.
I should throw harder foods then. Those won't impact the ceiling and leave marks.
Or, and here's a wild suggestion, don't throw food.
No, no,
But
no,
if
no,
you
no.
must,
I was told
Barnaby.
very explicitly it was rude to throw food at others. I gave myself permission to throw food at me.
Ah, but Barnaby, you
Don't.
were throwing food at the galley, and
Throw food. If you're
Krill
gonna do
thinks of
that,
the galley
do that
as
in
a
your own
very
room.
a very special someone to Krill. And so you were throwing food at that very special someone that Krill calls the galley. And so Krill is upset. So if you want to throw food, you can throw it outside, perhaps, away from Krill's very precious galley.
Okay. What you're saying is I need to ask the ship for permission.
If you
And
No.
until I get an answer, I need to find different ways to ask the ship. I need to give the ship the ability to say yes or no.
Krill's just shaking her head. It's like, let's just
Regis
clean
puts his
this
paw to
mess
his
up.
face. Yes. As long as it takes less than an hour.
What?
Let's make quick work of it.
Barnaby is about to reach down as he has been informed it's time to clean this. He's like, okay.
No,
Does
no,
anyone
Barnaby,
stop him?
Barnaby,
Or there's going to be time for another bath after this.
you have done enough. You just
Well,
go stand over there, far away.
now I'm just confused, but okay.
I mean, that's confusing. You did say you wanted him to help with cleaning. I'm
He
not there.
clearly doesn't understand the problem here, so Krill will find another way to punish Barnaby. Regis?
Yes?
Let's clean the galley, please.
Of course. Our precious galley, we don't want to have it be this dirty. No. And he will enthusiastically match your desire to clean this galley.
Alright, let's get to work.
Got his 3 teamwork. He kind of moves in tandem with what you are trying to get done.
It'll be an athletics check, by the way. This is literally just manual labor.
Okay. You assisting me again, Regis? Okay,
You got my 3 teamwork.
I will also say that if you didn't say no to Barnaby saying, like, no, I should throw harder food so that there isn't a mess, he would have done the same thing with potatoes.
I was just imagining him, like, leaving dents in the galley. It's like, that's not a stain.
Not impossible. Oh.
Oh, thanks, chat.
I refuse. I willpower.
We have some rolls, if I recall right. Some new rolls.
Botch and slip.
Can I use a reroll?
I'm good with it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I need to save my resources for when our life is on the line, I'm afraid.
I don't think I'm gonna get any better than a 3.
If you have boost die, you could use it. I'm down to 1 left, I believe, so I want to save that for the actual science.
I am also down to 1, so
Also, there's only about we're on the back end, so it is use it or lose it.
Time we got?
an hour.
An hour and a half.
Yeah. If we're gonna jump right to the science, I'll need it. Other than that, yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, we could technically go longer. I had to cancel Wild Traditions today because I am overwhelmed with all of the nonsense dealing with this house.
No problem.
Oh, okay.
Hug the Zim.
All the good feels for the Zim. I'm always happy to play tabletop.
But yeah, I'll just lock in the 3.
All right, with the 3, it's nothing complicated. It's just manual labor. It's just also annoying manual labor because, like, obviously there is a centralized location for the mess, but that also doesn't mean that it isn't spread around. You know, there's some on the ceiling itself, and that is automatically a pain to get to.
All the
But you will
while,
be able to clean it up. It's just, you know.
under her, as she's working under her breath, she's just cursing Barnaby.
Curse your entire lineage, Ewok.
What sort of curses does a Salonian use?
Careful, he might know some of those.
She'll probably just,
Oh, I'm never quite so comfortable as when I'm at least 6 feet under.
Oh, neat.
There's always the option of blasteritis.
Blasteritis.
Oh, did you do the Wonder Meal or Curse of Junk there, Tao?
Not yet, but aren't those the same thing?
Technically, no.
No.
I'll do those in a second.
At least junk has at least theoretical use. Not often practical use, but, you know, that's why you keep it. But Wander Meal is Wander Meal.
But Krill would probably be using curses in the native tongue, not in basic.
Cool, so only Barnaby would be able to understand it.
Regis would try and parrot the sounds because he's curious about the language, but he wouldn't know exactly. But he might recognize Barnaby because Barnaby's a translation, and he can hear the tone and smell the emotion you've got there. So he knows you're upset, Barnaby.
Okay, so once we've got the galley cleaned up, now it is time to see how badly I roll at a craft for lunch.
Roll 6.
Hold on just a second.
Huh? Time for bashing something?
Oh, I got an exploding 10. Nice.
Sounds like chat likes good food. Thank you, chat.
And I forgot to do the +1. So that's 5.
An exploding 10. So.
I did do the, or I added the extra die, but I forgot to do the +1, so that's 5.
And you added my +3 from teamwork too?
No, I did not. Oops.
Yes, I'm helping you. I've got to master the Salonian.
So 6.
See, I can be
You
helpful
said
too.
You said you added the exploding die,
I did.
so that's 2 more.
It's
No.
5 plus 2, so
Two.
it'd be 7.
Well, the thing is that you got the exploding 10, so you have the 10 result, which is another +2.
Yeah.
Oh, it's plus 2, not plus 1. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a 10.
Okay, so 7.
It wouldn't be. Yeah, it'd be 7. Wait.
No, it would not be 7.
No, it'd be
7?
8, right?
Yeah, about to say it'd be 8.
Yeah, because the 4 you forgot to add the plus 2, which would be 6, plus the 2, which would be 8. Yes. There we go.
We got there.
So 8.
All right. With an 8, you do manage to make a pretty nice meal altogether. It's probably helping that you're also using this as a bit of stress relief after having to basically clean the entire kitchen.
Yes.
So you're kind of like doing the equivalency of stress relief cooking.
Thanks for letting me help in the kitchen.
That does turn into a rather nice meal for people, though. If anyone could benefit from it, it will count as a good meal, but I don't know if anyone could benefit from that right now.
What would that do?
It gives an exhaustion recovery and gives you some true healing.
I will take the exhaustion recovery. Yes.
All right, 1 exhaustion.
Yep.
Me too, because I actually, since I used a willpower,
Yep. Lab work, high energy. But many paws
She'll
make light
give
work.
Barnaby some too, but stresses eat normally.
So what
No
is this?
throwing of the food.
Oh, no. Not with company.
Some what exactly would this be?
Smells delicious.
Probably just some grilled fish.
Ah.
No,
Just
I
wasn't
couldn't
sure if it had
throw
a name.
it would.
Grilled fish.
With
Pragmatic.
some
Now
seasoning
you can insist
on
that
it.
Barnaby learn to use utensils, however.
I will bring a big bowl of it out to Furvis because he said he was going to help us with the lab.
Yeah.
With the experiment.
And while you're gone, Krill gets out a fork, a knife, puts a fork in one of Barnaby's paws and a knife in the other, and grabs them, and it makes the motions to properly eat food.
Oh, yes, the slower eating.
This is how you will eat from now on, even when you're by yourself.
From now on?
When you're in the galley, anyway. When you're in your own room, I don't care what you do, but when you're out here, you're going to eat normally.
Krill, you make an etiquette check. Barnaby, you make an academics check.
Someone might have to roll for me. Fantasy Grounds has been giving me some trouble saying that my username is wrong when I try to log in.
Weird.
Interesting.
Well, in that case, tell me how many dice to roll. I'll roll for you.
All right, an etiquette check, you say?
Yep.
Would this be based on mind or social or soul?
I'll let you use either.
Quick question: Would the cleaning and of the kitchen and preparing of food have taken basically the entire hour?
Pretty much.
All right. So we're probably just landed as well, and Amy would be walking to see about grabbing a snack.
Yep, there will be some details on approach. I'm just trying to get this.
All right, by all means.
So I don't like that, so I'm going to willpower.
All right.
Much better.
Barnaby is eager to learn because this apparently matters a lot to them. So he's going to use soul. He's going to use innovative. And he's going to use etiquette.
How many dice?
8. Because I do not believe this is a etiquette Salonian. This is just etiquette common.
All right, you got 5 successes.
Hey.
Which means that, yes, Krill, you are able to impart the most modest amount of table manners onto Barnaby. Whether or not Barnaby chooses to use them is up to him, but you do at least manage to communicate to him what to do.
Tal, I would like to purchase a specialty in table manners.
You may do so.
Nice job, Krill. You really taught him well.
So, will you eat like this from now on? At least when you're in the galley, even when you're by yourself?
It's not as slow as I thought it is not as slow and ineffective as I thought it was. And I don't need to take another bath. Yes, I think I will do this.
Also, you could take 5 XP off of that specialty.
Go on, Barnaby Tea Party.
Good. And next time you mess up my galley, you're gonna be the one to clean it up. I don't care how long it takes.
Maybe picking up a specialty and cleaning later. This feels inevitable.
Do we have an understanding?
You are clear. Not opaque, but understandable.
Good. She will pat Barnaby on the top of the head. Good.
My strong female ally is having contact with me. This is a successful interaction.
If you say so.
Meanwhile, Regis will go out into the cargo bay and bring that big bowl full of seasoned fish to Furvis. And say, I know you didn't have to go out of your way to help me, so I went out of my way to work with Krill to cook you this. And he will set it down. Yeah?
I was waiting for an opportunity, but while you guys went off to do that, Furvis was actually going to meditate with the new holocron.
Understandable.
Ah! Well, if I saw you meditating, I might wait then.
I'm not sure how long it'll take, but yeah, that's what Furvis would be doing, so...
In order to just, like, open it, you've gotten You've gotten a fair amount of practice at doing that, at least, so opening it won't take very long. But, learning anything from the holocron is still, kind of an extended thing. But, you do have an hour to go ahead and try and at least see what it's about.
Yep. That's what he's going to do.
All right. I won't really make you roll a check for opening this because, kind of already passed that hurdle a while ago and you've gotten practice. So instead, I am going to ask for an academics. And based on what you roll for that is how much of the holocron I will explain to you, and that Furvis can at least get a an overview explanation on.
All right.
To see what's of it.
Well then, I guess I will go with mind, forceful, and academics then. I need more XP. Oh, dang. My only successes came from 10s.
Yep.
I'm definitely
Which
gonna.
means I guess you could body a lot.
Yeah, I'm thinking body. I do have the 1 there, but I think it'd be better to go with 2 body on this. More dice to work with. Okay. Another body. Ew.
Wow. That's impressive.
I haven't been this pleased with a group of folks since the Cormyreans sent the price of turnip through the roof during the onion famine.
Attempting to focus. Yakovich.
Thanks, Candy. Glad you, glad to know that you really don't like me.
Good thing the Emperor disabled long-range comms.
As if that would stop him.
That's not gonna stop us.
That's not gonna stop Jakovich.
Suddenly the comms
You
get
do have a
reroll.
reroll.
You guys good
The
with me
pirate
using the
radio
reroll?
station.
By all
Go
means.
ahead.
Yep.
I mean, it's a above average roll as is, but I feel like we can do better.
If you roll
Hey,
poorly, it's a...
It's not like we have all too much time left in the session.
Use it.
Can I go back?
I'll let you spend the body again and see where it gets before going back if you want.
Sure. Well, Tao spoke, so, vigor. Vigoring those 9s.
You see, I can be helpful.
Squints.
I'm okay with this.
See, I can be very helpful.
16.
Those are some Furvis rolls.
No, those are Nova rolls. I was just allowed to borrow them.
I gave my assent for something to happen, and then, the dice then do this.
And then I've been rolling like rain all night.
All right. So that worked out pretty well for you, which, you know, good for you. Which means you're going to get a primer on a good bit of this holocron right away. Like normal, this holocron will contain 3 bits of information. Well, at least when it comes to topics. Obviously, each one will go far more in-depth, and they might have subtopics attached to them. But, you know, 3 topics. One of the first topics that it will go into is some things, generally speaking, along the enhancement tree. Since, you know, we're swapping over more to force powers being more to magic. Including some of them that are considered particularly combat-focused, let's say. Of which a couple of the enhancement, enhancement topics that are discussed is augment, with each of the attributes and what you need to do in order to get an augment for those. It is considered a very high level and draining force power to use. However, it is also considered equally powerful once it is in use. As well as generally just improving your day-to-day life once you are capable of using it. Another topic that it goes into along the enhancement tree is about resisting certain affinities, the ability to, sort of ward yourself and keep going through particular affinities that might otherwise be extremely annoying to deal with. The one that it focuses the most on is light. Which means that if you attempt to learn it from this holocron, it will attempt to help you get an affinity towards, or not a specialty towards, resisting the light affinity.
That would definitely be very useful to me. Totally not double weak to that.
It's almost like the dark side users, really like using resist light, and it's almost like the light side users usually love using resist shadow. They're both weak to each other. It's great.
And he's outside of both, but weak, double weak. The only thing he's double weak to is light.
Yeah. But it's just, you have a Sith holocron, and the Sith hate getting hit by light affinity shit for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
So it's like, of course, it's going to focus on how to fuck over light side users. And the third thing that it goes over is resist affliction. It doesn't have a particular affliction that it is attuned to. It's just considered a generally useful one.
That's fair.
It's just kind of considered a pretty basic but generalized thing. So, along the enhancement tree, it was augment attribute, which was generalized, but it's powerful, so, they kind of figured that was enough. Resist affinity with a predisposition towards light. And then resist affliction, again, just generalized, because it's pretty good.
Alright, got that noted.
Next up is it has some particular stuff in the blood school.
Of course.
Yeah. One of the first ones that it goes into and goes into extreme detail about is Chronic. Along with what equates to Darth Regis having a bit of a rant moment about light side users and their predisposition towards healing over and over and over again in the middle of battle.
Why won't you die?
I mean, basically.
Living for Sun, it hardens in response to dark side trauma. The next one that it goes into is Adrenaline. For, again, what should be pretty obvious reasons. For those who don't know, that one is gain an additional standard action for X rounds, but gain X divided by 2 exhaustion once the duration ends.
Interesting.
Which, doesn't that just sound dark side? Just straight
It sounds
up.
just very dark side.
It's so dark side. It's great. And then the last one is, again, super dark side, but generally useful, which is Consume Life.
Yep, makes sense.
This one is, it's for fairly obvious reasons why it goes into these, but all of them fit the bill pretty well. Especially considering that, you know, despite the dark side generally being offensive in nature, it seems like this holocron is going over some of their more favored defensive or semi-defensive options. Because while it's not directly defensive, Consume Life is technically defensive while still trying to kill your enemies. To be fair, that it's also not the lifesteal one. It's just to basically keep going. It's defensive in the way of, hey, I won't exhaust myself out by fighting you. Which is kind of a problem when fighting against light side users. If you fight a light side Soresu user, you're going to know true pain. But in all seriousness, imagine fighting a Soresu user that is light side focused and in this system.
What user?
Soresu.
No
The defensive one, Form 4, the one Obi-Wan uses.
Oh, that. I still need to learn and remember the forms.
So it is known as the Form of Resilience, if that says anything.
Yeah.
It is Form 3. In case you're interested in that. But yeah, no, it is the premier defensive form, so imagine fighting a light side user that is using the premier defensive form in order to buff up their defenses as high as possible. They hate that shit. Dark side users, that is. And as for the last area of focus, it actually starts going into more alteration-focused stuff. Obviously, those are a bit work in project, technically not active yet. Approved, but not active. But, you know, the start of the month, which is like next week-ish, you'll be able to use it.
Yeah, I need to find time to sit down and actually work on the next update.
Yeah. But it does go into a great deal into using the Force in order to alter things, which, you know, is both very prescient considering the current form of research being undertaken by the group, and also just generally useful.
Sorry, repeat that a bit?
I said it's very prescient considering the current research focus of the group onto, you know, the alchemy beast, which quite literally are reshaped and sculpted by force powers.
Ah, yes.
But also it's just considered generally useful because being able to put things back together or tear them apart, or, you know, reinforce them, or, you know, weaken them, how to change things about your body, all of those sorts of things. Those sorts of concepts and principles. Which is also why it was offered last, because, you know, the third one is generally considered the most dangerous. Because this is also the sort of thing where if you fuck up using it, you will just probably kill yourself. Especially if you're using it on your own body.
Don't use that on anything vital.
So, you know, it has some nasty results if even the Sith are going, if you fuck up, that's on you. And are thinking to actually warn you about the possibility of fucking up. But, you know, great rewards if you do manage to do it, because, you know, as Regis would be able to attest, any level of bodily manipulation is so useful.
Oh, very much
Yes.
so.
That's like the center of my research.
Yeah.
I sent you a question in DMs, Tao. All right.
Yep, there you go.
Well, in that case, yeah, he's going to be studying quite a few of these.
Yep.
And
unfortunately, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, unfortunately, you do only have like an hour, at least right now. Provided the other people don't, you know, do something that interrupts you, you can spend longer on it, and that rule will stand. But I'm just letting you know that, like, having only had like an hour, you're mostly just tearing through this holocron, figuring out what it's even offering, and the base principles behind each of the things it's offering.
Well, in that case, he's going to focus down on the last one in particular, for the purposes that, you know, I've been messaging you about.
Yeah, I mean, it's useful in general.
Yeah, very useful in general, and, you know, he wants that, so that's what he's focusing on.
To be fair, I think anyone who was offered that ability and, like, had the power to use it would probably want it anyway. All of the stuff listed in there was super useful.
Resistance to afflictions.
Hey, I know this character's not in this campaign, but can we give that to Kin? No.
Have Kin learn magic.
I might.
Literally just have him learn magic. Hell, there's like other people in the party that know magic. Kin can learn magic. It's fine.
It just never really came up, but
you guys also have not had an opportunity to spend XP in forever.
Well, no, but I'm saying like because he was saying like for the future.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, you know.
I intended for the entire demon assault to last about 4 to 6 sessions. And here we are months later.
You're still fighting the demons?
Yes. Yep. But you're nearly the end. You're over halfway there.
We should be done with it next month if we run every bit of it next month, if for no other reason than it's a 5 Friday month.
Ah. Oh, 5 Fridays, no, I don't think...
Oh, is it the other way around?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd have to go back and check, but I'm pretty sure I had it where that, this game would be the one that happens 3 times on a 5 Friday month.
Yay!
Cool. Yeah, I'd have to double check.
Well, at this point, everybody in the other game is in this one as well, so everybody's getting a game at least.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna miss Toshi.
Yeah.
Poor Toshi.
Poor Toshi.
But either way, I got one more question for you in DM's Town.
Okay.
Exciting. Hopefully the bowl of fish doesn't get cold by the time Fervis wakes up.
Okay, so, Regis, as you're entering, Fervis looks very different.
In what
It's
way?
clearly still him. You know, all the colors are the same. There's still the robotic arm. Except that should be a leg, not an arm.
Fervis has decided he wants to fit places.
And he wants to use his shiny laser sword. Though the fitting is still going to be a problem, considering he's still 9 feet tall, but at least it's, you know...
You can turn around.
Yes, I can turn around now.
Oh, he's standing on his hind paws?
He's anthro.
Yes, that's what it...
And he's sitting there, not standing, but,
And he's modified his gauntlet. And yes, this is a surprise. Regis would have paused, holding the bowl. Is Fervis is still in meditation, or?
He's still in meditation, but he kind of just speaks up. Yes.
Yeah, Fervis, you went out of your way to help me out with my research, and so I went out of my way to go learn a bit of cooking with Krill, and I made you this, but, well, I wasn't expecting you to look like this, so it's still in a big bowl. What exactly just happened? Is this some sort of horse magic? And he's kind of curious now. His curiosity's kind of taken over instead of his apprehension at your strange shape. And he starts to... He sets the bowl down next to you and begins to walk around and look at you. didn't know that you could change your appearance.
It's something dangerous, but there are a lot of secrets in these holocrons. One thing you will notice, well, he is nude and very much on display. He's had no need for clothes.
Good for him, really.
By the way, this isn't just a scar thing. This is actually canon in Star Wars.
Yes, transformation is an actual Force ability. Though I think it is actually light side.
It's called metamorphosis. Actually, it's a neutral.
Oh, it is neutral?
Yeah, it's neutral. Actually, one of the premier users of it, I went ahead and put something in PTV, is the Night Sisters of Dathomir.
Hold on. Why?
No.
Ow, Candy!
Is that just an incomplete oh well?
I'm hoping so.
Ow.
But yeah, it's called metamorphosis. I put an excerpt in PTV.
Well, this is very fascinating. I had no idea that the holocrons had this sort of capability. And he's actually going to take particular note at the fact that your gauntlet, I presume your gauntlet also changed. It's not just you.
The robotic arm, yes.
Yes,
Not
the robotic
gauntlet,
arm is different.
but yeah. Prosthetic.
The prosthetic change. And he was... And you were also able to modify the inorganic as well. That is something that extends beyond what I've been able to research. This is truly remarkable.
He's gonna open his eyes finally and look down at himself. So this is what it would look like. As he's kind of just examining himself, including the arm.
You didn't know what you were going to look like before attempting it?
No.
This is... And I thought I was on the fringe of risky science. Well, it appears like you're all in one piece from what I've seen. So...
He looks down at the, arm, where the, the prosthetic, then looks at Regis, then back at the arm, then at Regis.
Bad wording there.
You're the kind of person that I would ask a blind person if they can see, aren't you?
Presume that you could have fixed your arm? You changed its shape. So perhaps it's because you think of it as a part of yourself? I don't know how this worked, but clearly if it can change the shape of metal, it could give you back your arm if that's what you're hoping for. It's not something I have any research about, so...
Regis doesn't know when to quit when he's behind.
No.
Just
seriously,
he's looking at...
It's hilarious.
We need to
Regis
keep...
hasn't even realized the social faux pas he made. Even with the hint.
The hint in the shape of a sledgehammer upside the head.
Oh, if Fervis looks aggressive, he's going to back up. I mean...
No, not...
He already learned not scanning.
No.
He's not aggressive, he's just...
No, it's he gave you a not so subtle hint that what you said was not the best thing to say.
Poor wording. All in one piece.
Well, I mean...
Yeah.
Technically, it's...
Kubroy,
radical...
you need to keep Garou away from all shovels. He just keeps digging the hole deeper.
And deeper and deeper and deeper.
We don't know where he's fighting them anymore.
Oh, you can break a shovel when you dig deep down. You dig dirt when you dig deep down. You can break a shovel.
Regis just saw the science and he completely lost the decorum.
Also, this
but
isn't
anyway.
science. This is the Force.
Yes, that's fair. I don't actually know the limitations. I hope I wasn't being offensive or disruptive, but either way, you seem to have done a very good job at whatever it is you managed to do.
He is, giving what you might interpret as a smile. Though, of course, on the face of a wolf, that can look very menacing, but it looks kind of like a smile, maybe.
Is it very toothy?
Yes, very
Arguably
toothy.
looks less scary than the 9-foot feral wolf doing the same.
As he stands and is still 9 feet tall.
Yes, but not 8 feet long. So, would I actually get the ability of a Solonian from copying Solonians is the real question.
Is that an out-of-game question?
Yeah, because I did read about a little bit about Solonians, and they do have that trait, which would actually help with dealing with Furvis in this situation.
Narratively, yes. It won't provide any sort of like mechanical benefits, but it'd be more about the narrative benefits. Because in the primeval shapeshifting, if you have picked up the full transformation, it does do things where, you do get the natural abilities of the thing that you turn into. It's just, you won't be picking up new feats all of a sudden when you turn into things. It's more just about narrative effect.
It's just that Solonians, remarkably, are actually really adept at picking up social cues at looking at other creatures as far as their emotions go. So at least I might have a better clue as to whether or not that smile was aggressive or not.
Well, if you
Still
can
rely... Go ahead.
Like, if it's for narrative things, I mean, I'm okay with you smelling Furvis's emotions here. He is amused.
And that will actually diffuse Regis a bit, because he's actually able to pick up a little bit more from interacting with you, which is something he hasn't been able to do. And you say, well, anyways, thanks for the help, and I hope you enjoy the food. If you want some utensils, I can get you some. They're in the galley.
I think I could go get them myself now.
All right.
And he's gonna pick up the bowl and step next to Regis and teleport both of us to the galley.
Regis would have yelled in shock at that.
Unless you resist, but
No, he would have been surprised, but he's not going to resist. He's not sensing any kind of aggression towards you, so he was not in any impression to. So Krill, we might need a different bowl for Furvis now.
Huh? What? Oh.
How tall are the ceilings in the ship, by the way? I kind of assume they're
actually good.
I'm kind of assuming the standard 8 feet, but I'm not sure. for construction here on Earth,
Yeah, so the spaceships in this are usually a little bit bigger, but that's just due to the fact that there are plenty of fairly tall species out there. So I think I had them be 10 feet, so that way they were 2 tiles high.
Okay. So his ears are brushing the ceiling, but he doesn't have to crouch.
Yeah.
I see Furvis has learned a new trick.
That's got to be terrible for your posture. Looking up at his ears touching the ceiling.
They're only brushing the ceiling.
It's not like he's hunched over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid.
No, he's still standing tall.
Just imagining it, like your ears touching the ceiling as you're walking. You'd want to duck your head. But that's just me.
If anything, we're all gonna have cricks in our neck looking up at him.
Yeah, but you would have had the same thing anyways. Still the same
I was
height.
about to say, it doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
Sure enough.
Just instead of stretching out further backwards, it's, still the same height.
Straight up. Yeah.
If my science would ever be able to reach a level of advancement that could rival that, you'd hear Regis mumble under his breath.
So, can I get you anything, Furvis?
Well, I suppose I should probably learn how to use the utensils.
Great. I was just teaching Barnaby.
I was surprised Barnaby didn't jump in.
I know how to use these now.
Teach you. The ways of force and fork etiquette.
So I guess should I do another roll, Tal?
Yeah, sure. Roll another etiquette. Furvis, you roll in academics.
That sounds like the title of a book, The Ways of Force and Fork Etiquette.
Yep.
Oh, dang.
All right, finally, it seems like I broke through Ren's loser dust and got some good rolls.
Well, yeah, Tal gave you his assent.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, pat. But yes, you will learn how to use utensils. Of course, now you only know how to use them. Whether to actually use them is up to you.
He will at least attempt to. Though I'm guessing that his utensils are probably, spatula sized rather than, normal fork size.
Yeah.
But otherwise, he will attempt to.
Spatula, serving spoon, butcher's knife.
Using preparation utensils instead of eating utensils.
Fork, they just give you like one of the spare, 2-pronged meat forks.
I was trying to remember what those were called, but yes, I was thinking that instead of spatula.
They're probably just called a fork.
Steak tongs.
I think it is a meat fork or something, but either way, this is so much less efficient than just digging your mouth in.
I know!
By the way, the other name that they're called is carving forks.
Ah, that was the one I was looking for, yes.
Carving knife.
They are called meat forks, though, as well. It's just the alternate name is a carving fork.
Carving fork was the one I knew it as. Well, couldn't remember, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Just stares at Barnaby. You made a mess of the galley by throwing food. At least Fervis has, when he's feral, at least he doesn't have any hands.
So, why take such a big risk if it's not rude to ask?
He'll reach into his backpack behind him and pull out the lightsaber.
Ah,
Yes. Would be kind of hard to use that with paws. Not meant for grasping.
I saw how efficient this was, and... well, I've seen Sen and others use these, so I wanted to try it myself. And also, I might at least somewhat blend in more in towns.
fair. It would be a lot easier to disguise you. And, we can distance ourselves from any rumors of giant wolves.
And here I was looking forward to seeing a Fervis Sith impression.
Huh?
You say that out again. The purpose is Sith impression.
Trust me, I tried, but Tao said no.
Sith, the wolf from Dark Souls.
Sith. I thought you said Sith, like dark side.
I understand the confusion.
I was like, okay, yeah, no, that would have been cool too.
I wanted my lightsaber fangs and lightsaber claws, but no.
That is not what fangs. That is not what Sith does.
Well, not no, but still.
Hold a giant
if you wanted to
lightsaber
Sith
in
it,
your mouth.
I would have went, all right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, that's just using your teeth to hold it.
Yeah. Just run by them really fast. Start running and then teleport by and then...
Just use my tongue
Samurai
to press
cut
the button to turn it on.
That is different than modifying the entire assembly into what equates to a gauntlet and then having multiple, lightsabers go off at the same time to act as lightsaber claws. Those are entirely different things.
Ido has sent me a GIF.
Though I do love the rule of cool of lightsaber claws.
It is a very
also,
tiny
I didn't say
thing.
no
but-
outright. I said that you'd have to design them.
Pretty sure you said no at least at one point. But either way.
I know I said no to the fangs, but that's just because
you
would have to strap those to your actual teeth,
or replace
and then
them.
when they went off, they would just go through your lower jaw.
Yeah, get too much force energy and just punch through your jaw.
I know I said no to the fangs. I know for the claws, I went, for what you want, those don't exist yet, so you'd have to help invent them.
So I'm not so versed in this force magic, but is it just as dangerous to go back to the way you were as it was to do this?
I do not know. And he's going to attempt to go back to his normal self.
Oh boy.
While still in the galley?
While still in the galley.
Okay.
Oh no.
Though because this is narrative, do I have to take the exhaustion?
Narrative, I won't make you take it.
Okay.
Okay.
You aren't using it for anything. It's just a show off. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, he's just going to revert back to feral in the middle of the galley. probably shoving chairs and tables.
I was about to say chairs go flying a bit. As now there's suddenly
wolf explosion.
quadruped.
Barnaby gets clocked. Ah!
Poof.
Eye twitches.
That was sudden huge mess in the galley again.
Why?
All the tables sliding.
Why? What have
Our
I
galley.
done to deserve this?
What
clean it, Krill.
specifically?
What cardinal sin did I commit in a past life?
Probably crimes against fish.
Probably. Haha, yes.
I don't know. Midnight in the end, but fair enough.
My Midnight's Inn was getting destroyed every other session through some sort of shenanigans. Instead of my cabbages, it was my inn.
And now it's your galley.
My galley.
Well, don't worry, Krill. We'll take care of this galley in a bit. But
Well, at least on the bright side, at least it's not tomatoes.
yes. Although hopefully the scuff marks aren't too bad. Either way,
We can
that's
fix it.
quite impressive, Fergus. You've single-handedly rendered weeks of research as outdated. I'm going to have to redouble my own efforts if I'm going to make milestones of my own.
Well, one part of what I was learning actually pertains to what you were studying.
And Regis's eyes will widen, and his ears will swivel towards Furry at that.
It has to do with the... It was modification of the alchemy beast?
Yeah.
With modifying the shape and form of the alchemy beasts.
That's precisely the sort of thing that I would need to have access to in my studies. And therein lies the paradox. You need the means to make use of such things, and yet those means are inaccessible to me. But if you'd like to assist with the research, I would happily have you. If not, maybe you could share that holocron with Sen, and he would be able to assist, if that's okay.
Well, unfortunately, I believe that what they provide is unique to each individual. I don't believe that Barnaby and I have learned the same things from the holocrons. Is Sen in here, by the way?
No.
I presume he likes to eat. Oh.
Nah, he didn't follow.
Okay.
Is someone going to bring food for Sen? I thought we were making meals for anyone who's helping with the lab projects. And I will go and try and get the food, because someone mentioned that Sen's not here.
And Krill's busy cleaning.
Well, I will scoop up a plate and go bring it to Sen. Because he did come to the galley.
Yep, he actually mostly stayed in the research area. Not really doing too much, but taking the time to meditate there instead.
He will gently place the... he's got a thing about bringing food into the lab, so he's actually going to leave it on a box near the door to the lab because you don't want to mix food and potentially amorphous alchemy materials that could very easily. I think there's some horror hollow vids about such things. Yes. Sen, I'm not trying to disturb you, but there is some fresh fish that me and Krill prepared for anyone who is helping out with the as a little bit of a thank you. Also, Vervis may have found something that may be quite helpful. It altered his own shape in a way that would make my own skills seem insignificant. Are you still meditating? I need to look, see if there's a response. If not, he would then turn to leave.
It would take like a second. Sen would go, I thought about it for a second, and I don't believe that I'm quite familiar with the actual mechanics behind what Vervis has done. It is not an unheard of skill, but it is considered a rare one.
He also said that the holocrons teach everyone something different, so...
Well,
not
yes.
Sure.
You are of a scientific mind, so you may not understand this as well. But each of the holocrons are imparted with a bit of the spiritual essence of Darth Regis. And it is that spiritual essence which has been imprinted upon it. It will have all of the available knowledge of Darth Regis himself at the time of the creation of the holocron. In truth, any one of these holocrons, if Darth Regis was willing, could serve as a full repository of all of his knowledge. And it is up to the Darth Regis that is inside of each of the holocrons to decide what exactly gets taught. In truth, it is no mechanical limit of the holocrons for what is being taught and what is not. It is merely an estimation of the Darth Regis of each holocron. They are both separate and a part of a greater whole at the same time.
And you mentioned that they are watching us, or the fact that Regis could intervene on the ship through them.
Yes. As far as I am able to tell, what he has done is he has kept the vast majority of his spirit as one being that is not attached, but focused around the temples. Besides that, each of the holocrons has a lesser imprinting. Ones that he can look out through and be aware of, and, if left to their own devices, would simply just be a lesser version of himself.
Is it bad for us to have them all gathered in one place? Such as that we have?
It would not be any worse having multiple than it is having one.
Okay. I wasn't sure if they scaled in amplitude with multiples.
Well, it would certainly act as a better locus for power for Darth Regis. But from the holocrons themselves, no.
I see. And unfortunately, I'll have to rely on your skills for these sorts of things, as holocrons are just space magic. They don't follow any predictable pattern, and it's very much like scanning a laser into a prism. You'll get nothing but chaos. Unless you know what... Well, unless you have what you and Purvis and Barnaby have. But I do have one question for you. It's something I didn't bring up. How dangerous was it that I emulated the shape and thoughts style of Regis in one of the prior temples?
For that particular Sith, given what I know of his temperament, not all too dangerous. If you try that with a different Sith, they may react far more negatively.
Do you think it would be a bad idea to try to use that sort of mindset to try and be more compatible with these exotic elements during the experiments?
That depends greatly on what you want to get out of them.
I see.
After all, will you get more out of it if you go through the trouble of learning it and resonating with it yourself, or will you get more out of it if you take on the mindset of someone else that you won't naturally be in the vast majority of the time in order to take a shortcut?
I see. So he would see it as a shortcut. Fair.
Not he. It just would be. You wouldn't be making him angry about that. He is of the type of Sith that truly believes that so long as you have the ability, the strength and power to do something, then it is not a problem if you do that. But can you truly say that you would not be cheating yourself if you relied on going into someone else's mindset in order to learn?
It is a skill, but I understand what you're saying. These trials are about developing our own skills. There's nothing wrong with using it, but it should be a reserve option and not the first approach.
It should be a conscious effort on your part.
Lest I lose some of the fidelity of the experience. Thank you, son. I hope you enjoy the food, and I appreciate your help with this. I admit I was a little leery of bringing this entire subject up to you because, well, many in the Empire would frown upon the sorts of things I've been researching. And even getting on this ship was an event in and of itself, but...
If I cared for the Empire's laws, I would jump off this ship right now in order to follow them.
Well, it's not just the Empire. What we're doing here with Sith holocrons and the like, well, I guess you are doing your own kind of dabbling. It's a pleasure to have known you so far, and I will look forward to seeing where this trip takes us. And he will nod humbly, and if you'd like to eat with the others, you're more than welcome with us, but I'll leave you with your fish.
Unfortunately, I am simultaneously a contradictory being. I do have a teacher's heart, however, I am also not one for social interaction.
Well, then we'll talk to you again when it's time to begin the experiment. Enjoy your meal. And he will head back to the others.
Said actively likes teaching people, does not like interacting with them over social stuff.
I think he'd get along with it.
As soon as the teaching's over, he's like, okay, time to go.
Moment the
All right,
teaching's
get the
over.
fuck out of here.
Well, he'll be nice about it. It's just that, he doesn't really want to talk about how his day has been or things like that. He'd rather meditate.
He doesn't like small talk. Yeah.
I did not think he would like to help Regis because he told Regis to not even touch anything in the Sith temples. And now, because he wasn't force sensitive. And now, the fact that he would consider helping him with this research, I thought he would say it was completely foolhardy and he should not do it. And it would only bring him ruin or destruction.
He did say that you shouldn't do it, and then you decided to do it anyway.
Ah. Oh, he said that, are you sure? He didn't say that I shouldn't do it. In fact, he said, it's risky. But
do
if
you
you'd
think
like
that? Do you think that he did not phrase that in the most? This is extremely dangerous. You should reconsider a way without actively telling you not to do it.
Well, I mean, he did tell me not to do other things, so I was surprised he didn't flat out tell me no.
Also,
And
it's
that-
because touching random things inside of a Sith Temple is liable to get you possessed and or killed on the spot, rather than doing some dumb research on a ship
Fair enough.
where you're only likely to be under extreme threat.
Yes, but there is a good chance of good things happening if you succeed, which is good.
But yeah, touching things randomly inside a Sith Temple is a really quick and easy way of getting hyper-cursed instantly.
Yes, unless you're force sensitive, in which case you can tell.
Which is why he was just like, I do not trust you to not pick up something that will result in you being possessed by a wrathful force spirit and then us having to fight and kill you, so just don't.
Yeah. But we learned some very valuable things. He's actually a great teacher.
Unironically, inside of his inside of the Gen Sarai, they are very teaching focused, and he would be the equivalent rank of a Jedi Knight inside that organization. Except in that organization, they don't generally do the one-on-one thing. Instead, it's more group teaching.
And then there's Barnaby, who has never had a formal teacher ever and will figure everything out his own way.
You had a former teacher teach you how to use a fork and a spoon.
I was meaning force stuff, but yes. I suppose he has.
Watch, he's gonna take that formality right onto like a martial skill, and he's gonna be fighting with a fork.
I killed a man with this spork.
Before we end the session, do we want to cover what Amy sees on the approach?
Yeah, that was where I was going to end it.
Perfect.
You are absolutely getting to know what Amy is seeing. Because as you start approaching the correct coordinate locations, Amy, you're going to see what is quite obviously the black smoke cloud of something has been lit on fire.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Alright.
That's a bad omen.
Are we talking like campfire size, or are we talking like burning building size?
More burning building size.
More burning building size.
Sounds like somebody we knew was in a Sith Temple and made a mess.
I do a flyover to and see if I can get a visual on what the situation is.
All right, give me a perception check.
A perception. All right. Be 11. Can I get any bonus for the sensors on my ship?
Yeah, you can get 3 dice.
All right. That's 6 successes. I'll take it.
All right. With that, you are going to notice a couple of things pretty quickly. You see on the signatures that there is a handful of vehicles that are down by the temple. Multiple of them have been blown up and is what's causing a good amount of the smoke in the air. As, a vehicle that has been exploded and is actively on fire tends to make a lot of smoke.
Right.
And there's not one, but 2 of those. And with what else you see going on, you definitely see a couple of people down there on sensors. However, the more interesting bit of information comes not from the sensors, but from what you yourself see, which is a couple more vehicles that are lightly scorched to untouched, that definitely do not look like they are stormtrooper vehicles in any way, and instead look far more thrown together / piratey. And now that you're looking at it, oh god, at least a couple of those are uglies. Your pilot skin crawls. Do you know what an ugly looks like?
Me,
Ugly?
the player does not.
So an ugly is when you take spare starship parts
and
that
cobble them together.
are not from the same model, and you cobble them together in atrocious abominations. If you look in
dear.
PTV.
Oh
Yes.
good heavens.
Scrap ship.
Jesus, that's his best.
This is the kind of stuff that you're seeing.
So there's a couple of blown up vehicles.
Yep.
And then there's a couple of uglies that aren't blown up.
Yep.
Correct. Am I able to identify what the smoking blown up ones were?
Give me an appraisal.
I can do that. Do I also get a bonus for the sensors or on this one?
Yeah.
Same bonus?
Yep.
All right.
Oh, here's a real classic ugly right here.
All right. Okay, 7 on the appraisal.
All right. With that, those definitely look like standard issue stormtrooper vehicles.
Okay.
The blown up ones.
Yeah, the blown up ones are standard issue stormtrooper. And you said that the sight of these uglies are making my skin crawl. And you said something about pirates or whatever?
Generally, only pirates and smugglers will stoop to using uglies like this.
Mm-hmm.
Either that, or they are an extreme, very particular abomination by a culture.
Right. I will go ahead and make some distance. Fly a distance out from this. What would my character think would be a good, safe distance to go out to before landing and hiding the ship?
Just like
as
a pretty
pilot.
decent way out. There isn't like a particular like safe distance. The one thing that you're gonna think of is that basically no matter how far, unless you just like keep flying and flying and flying, it's probably best to not turn off the ship. But you're not supposed to do that anyway, so win-win. Your economic situation means that you are in a hyper-ready situation.
Right. Yeah. I go out to what my character would consider as close to a safe distance as they could reasonably get, and hide, basically try to hide the ship. Whether it's under foliage or behind a rock or a cliffside or whatever. So just whatever I'm able to find to get it out of sight and make it less likely to be discovered.
I'm not gonna stop sensors because we got our engines on.
Yeah, but we can go into like a low power mode. And then
just to note the equivalency, to a proper Star Wars pilot, seeing uglies is like a car person seeing this, and the person driving go, "Yeah, isn't she a beauty? It's a hot rod."
that is
That is
horrifying.
the pilot equivalent of, like, imagine a car person, like a car aficionado, seeing that, and the person going like, "Yeah, this is my baby." That is what an ugly looks like to the vast majority of proper pilots in the galaxy.
I'm not even a car person, but that activated me.
This is the like that disgust, and then imagine you were a car person, and that is what Amy sees looking at this. These are nothing less than pure abominations.
You know, I feel that Amy's raw, pure disgust would find its way to reach Barnaby, and he would he would think like, "Oh, I haven't felt a feeling like this before."
You feel a disturbance in the Force. You didn't think Amy was Force capable, but you feel a disturbance in the Force.
I'm sure me and Krill can smell it.
But yeah, comms.
Captain, I have excellent news.
Yeah, comms click on. All right, we're landing a little bit distance out from the temple itself. There is a situation there. Some Imperial trooper vessels are have been blown up on site, and there are a couple of mildly scorched uglies sitting there. So I'm landing us at a little ways out, as hidden way as best we can, and we're gonna need to do some reconnaissance on the situation before we can really tackle it.
We'll have to reconnoiter. Emphasis on the noiter.
No need to call them that. They can't help how they look.
Can I send pictures of the uglies to that I saw to everyone's comms, or so they can see just what I'm talking about?
I'll let you do it just for the bit.
All right, yeah. Everyone, y'all get pictures of the uglies that Amy saw.
Well, they're pragmatists, but they probably would strip your ship for parts if they could.
Why do you think I'm?
Yeah, to be crazy to fly one of those things.
Is there something wrong with them?
Captain?
Is there something wrong with them?
Purvis could probably learn a thing or two from these folks.
Captain? While I have been aboard your ship, I have learned a few things from you, just via passive observation and osmosis. And now I have come face to face with the reality that I have changed as an individual. Because if you dropped me off on the planet back where I'd come from, and someone else came to pick me up in one of those, I would ask them to leave.
They are horrifying.
One of them is known as a tie wing.
They call them a die wing.
They call them a die wing. That's the actual official nickname. Because if you get in it, you're expected to fucking die.
Uh-huh. Because it has the TIE fighters' lack of shields with the Y-wings' slow maneuverability.
It's a Frankenstein where it takes the worst qualities of each. It doesn't even have life support because it has the TIE parts. So it has no life support, turns like a Y-wing, has the lack of shieldings of a TIE fighter.
So maybe they're not so pragmatic.
No. This is pirate scavenger behavior.
Yeah. I got that.
These are abominations scrounged together by the desperate.
And perhaps not the best engineers.
The Z95 is a classic Jits.
True, headhunters are classic. In fact, the Z95 headhunters are a premier core part of most uglies.
Yeah. And so that's where we're leaving it off.
This would probably be a good time to leave it off, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us so far on the stream today. That was Piercing the Veil Scar. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got... Why is that not updated? Ah, there we go.
Oh no.
Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. There on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. You keep this channel alive. You keep it going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It is one of the best ways to help out the channel and keep the streams going, but you can also do so by tipping to the channel directly, grabbing merch at zgfgaming.store, or coming by and hanging out. But for now, thank you so much for joining, everybody, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye.
Woof.